Hey, everybody. Good Friday to everyone. Hooray. Today is my off day. Whew, made it to Friday. Made it through all the hours at work. It's all about the Benjamins. I got the receipts to prove it. More shenanigans with the credit cards, you guys. I canceled this account. So I will be showing this statement. Blew my mind yesterday when I opened this up. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it has my account ending in 6542. But again, this account has been closed. I closed it today. Hi, everyone. I have so much to talk about, and I wrote notes because I don't have a steering wheel in my hand to distract me. No squirrel moments from the literal as well as the figurative sense, by the way. I want to start with greeting everybody that's already in here. You guys have all been chitty chatty. So I'm not going to read all the comments. I will read and acknowledge everyone. Hey, Terry girl, she was here first out of the box. And Lainey let me know on the WhatsApp app. I was bold today. I thought Juliet did it last week to try to encourage people to come on. I know my attitude, my demeanor, my general overall context is not very educational. It's fun. It's the vantage point of a 65-year-old woman that has retired twice, maybe three times. Nevertheless, I wanted to go live on Good Friday, but I questioned myself. So I did this thumbnail. I have the app going here so that I can say hi to everybody. I did this thumbnail. It's a game for me. It's kind of a cool diversion. I don't do technology that well. Not a secret. No shame in my game. It's just easier for me to go live, to get the views, to engage with an audience, to engage with all of you lovelies. All of you lovelies. Let's continue on with the lovelies. Terry girl, Lainey, got you. Aaron, the booby goats. Hey, Aaron, thanks for hopping on. 22 Cute Cat, which of course we know is Lynn. She's the moderator here. Well, so is Terry. Terry's a moderator. I am so glad that you guys are here with me today. I want to be able to stick to the notes, but I also want to, because I don't have a steering wheel, be able to engage with people. So feel free to comment on the things that I'm going to say, and periodically I'll look down on my cell phone, not to be rude. Don't want to look at the screen to the right side. It's so small, and my eyes are not so good. Let's talk about eyes too later. I got that in my notes to talk about these old eyes yesterday. Oh, it was something. Terry girl, she made ribs, so she's eating them. Yay. And Evelyn's here. Hey, Evelyn. Evelyn was here. Evelyn, did you see on Two Crazy Ketos on Monday? I had put down, because they like to sing happy birthday. So I wrote down from work, from the bathroom, because that's the only time I can write stuff down, that don't forget it was Evelyn's birthday. So she sang happy birthday to you. And I heard that while I was at work using the OSHA approved hearing devices. This is how I listen to all of you guys. You keep me sane in a world, in a building full of crazy people up in northwestern Wisconsin. Just crazy. So I'm glad to hear that. Smoothie is here. Hey, Smoothie, how are things going in Indiana? We did not get hit with that major storm. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. We just got that freezing rain, and it was bearable. If you drove to work with me yesterday and home with me, it was good. So God was definitely on my side. I just don't want any measurable snow. They're talking about more snow these next today and tomorrow. I rebuke it in Jesus' name on Good Friday. I rebuke it. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Melissa is here. Hello, Melissa. You're driving, and I'm going to read her comment because she's driving. Melissa, hello, driving. I've been enjoying watching your lives while I drive lately. Exciting to catch you on this live this time. Fantastic. It's a good time to hear this live because I got to be spewing some truths and I just have to say it and be done with it. And I need some help from the masses because it's up to here. It's up to here. I'm too old for this shenanigans in my life. Some of it has to do with this paper, this bill. So I'm glad that you're here, Melissa. Well, I mean to say I watch your lives previously recorded. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a different person. My life is the carnivore diet. This is not a medical channel. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare specialist. I am a certified Dr. Kiltz health coach. That's what I am. I do that as a side business. Right now, presently, I have a real job, a paid job, a job that gives me benefits, the job that I don't necessarily like, but they pay me very well and I get excellent benefits. Am I going to retire? Typically, I should have retired. I had a website, and I paid for it up until 65. So that website was for real estate, but I don't use it anymore. I've moved on to the YouTube. I've moved on to be able to have a side business in the coaching business. Like my real estate business, I prefer one-on-one with people. I've had one person to deal with that was over the internet, but we actually saw each other, I think on a Facebook app. I'm not good. We contacted each other via Messenger and saw each other that way. So I did a couple of days of coaching with her. But right now, presently, I have 4 clients right now. I'll talk about them later. The general story because I can't divulge personal information. Not my jam, not my style. Okay, Sharon's here. Me. You. Here goes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you and your daughter-in-law, Shayna. Happy birthday, Sharon. Yay. Oh, yay. Happy birthday, dear friend. I love you. You are a sister in Christ on the other side of this United States that I can rely on as a real good friend. I am so glad that God put you in front of me as a friend. Thank you so much, Sharon. Have a happy birthday. And thank you for joining today. I appreciate it. Hope you like my lame song voice. That's what it is. Keto Simple is here. He's saying, good afternoon, Jerry and friends. Terry Girl here. Oh, just Jason Keto. Hey, just Jason Keto. I am subscribed to your channel as a member of your channel. And I have been sending your channel to people with the hopes of them wanting to follow you too. I'm trying my best. Did you see the Anita video that she did with sardines? Yeah, yes, she did. Oh, I see George popped in here. Hey, George is here. Hang on, George. I'll be right with you in a few shakes. Evelyn said, thank you for the birthday. I'm going to see if anybody. Oh, Smoothie said that the storm missed him. Good. Thank goodness. Everybody's still saying hello to everybody. Hello and hello, hello and hello. Happy birthday, Sharon. Yes, give Sharon all the love. Love you bunches, Sharon. Mwah. Love Sharon. Love Sharon. Okay, thanks. We will take over the world one chaffle at a time. The sardine chaffle that was created, I thought was superb. Got a couple of ideas myself. Don't ever mean to step on the chaffle god. Small g. God, Jason. He is phenomenal. If you haven't checked out his channel, people, who are you? Love his different variety. I may not eat some of the stuff that he does. It may not be my jam, but I think it's somebody's jam. It could be a client of mine jam. Without the jam, if you know, you know. So let's get George on the stage here. Hey, George, adding to stage. Hi, honey. How are you?
Oh, Jerry, you were kind of looking lonely, so I thought I'd pop in and say hello.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see you. I got a message from Lainey on the WhatsApp because I was very bold and I thought if Juliet could do it, I could do it too. I'm going to put it on WhatsApp. So I did. I have 12 people.
And that's how I came and found you through WhatsApp. So here I am.
Fabulous. What time is it right now by you, George?
It's 6:10 in the evening. So it's we're at evening time now. So it's yeah. We just had our evening meal, which was a rump, air fried rump, Aberdeen Angus rump, and it was very rare and it was delicious. So yeah, really good. And that was on, I think, half price offer that Lainey found in our supermarket called Tesco yesterday. So she's got a great eye for a bargain, and she found that one. So yeah, thanks Lainey for all the bargain spotting and all the brilliant cooking that goes with it. It's great. It's a good life. It really is.
How did Lainey cook it? If she made it half rare, you said?
It was very well. It's rare. She's an air fryer. We no longer have an oven, but what we do have is two very good air fryers. Not your drawer type air fryer, not the Ninja type, but like an oven type. So it's they are multi-purpose. You can do really good roasts in them. And you know we since we discovered the air fryers, which was introduced to us by Larry Allhands, Carnival Soldier, back in 2023, we haven't used an oven since. And even she can do a small to medium sized turkey at Christmas, and we always have Christmas is our turkey day. And yeah, so basically we don't miss the oven at all. It's much quicker, probably less expensive, and highly recommended. So there we go.
My oven is a storage place because I don't do any of the baking anymore. There's no shame in my game. I don't bake.
No, exactly. It's strange how Carnival has strange fixes, doesn't it? It changes your life in ways that you don't expect. The amount of time that you spend shopping goes downhill. It's really weird because we don't have that sort of big weekly shop anymore. It's just it's Lainey goes out as and when, and it's just changed our lives in many different ways. Really, very little washing up. Here she is. Here's the queen of the air fryer. Lainey, please explain talk about your air frying.
My air fryer, it's like an oven, but it stands like a microwave. And it's got trays in it, so you can cook whatever you want in it. And it's got 18 different functions. You can do the dehydration, roast, cook, air fry. I air fry everything. I don't use anything else. But yeah, the joint of beef today, I just put in on slightly lower, got it going, and then whacked it up so it went all nice and crispy on the outside. So it was really rare in the center and nice and crunchy on the outside, and it was beautiful.
It certainly was.
And it only took about 3/4 of an hour, and it was done.
Wonderful. What United States temperature degrees would it be? Do you have it high at 400 and
No,
blast?
ours only go up to 200, so ours is completely.
That's centigrade,
Right.
though, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so I put it on at 190, 185, 190 for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then whack it up to the 200 to crisp. So it's really, really rare in the middle. And then all around the outside, it sort of goes really rare and then out into more cooked on the outside. But it was absolutely beautiful. And only cost me, I got it because it's Easter, all the supermarkets are competing. So they've all got beef, Aberdeen Angus half price, pork half price, chickens half price. So I've got a load of lamb, legs of lamb, and the beef we had today was 10 English pounds, which is roughly
about $14, $15, I suppose. Yeah.
Ooh,
and it's fed both first, and there's a little bit left.
marvelous. I just want to take just a moment to thank Jason Keto, who had donated a gift membership, and that gift went to Evelyn. Evelyn got
Evelyn.
Well, Evelyn,
Thank you, Jason.
yeah.
Anyway, see you later. I'll leave you with George. I'm gonna have a bit of peace.
Okay, bye, love. Take care. Happy Easter.
And you.
Yeah, Smoothie's done the conversion. 190 degrees C is 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I just put in 200 degrees C, which is 392 Fahrenheit. So about 400 but is the maximum that ours goes to. And yeah, it works really well. And we wouldn't go back to using an oven now, to be honest with you. It's so much better and so much cheaper and so much quicker, so much easier.
For sure. I want to acknowledge one more person that hopped on too, George. Tammy is on. She's from the opposite end of the state. She's closer to the Green Bay area. So my logic is I haven't looked into it yet. And I think I told the lives that I've been doing, I would like to ideally leave my house, drive across the state, hop on a ferry, head over the pond, which is Lake Michigan,
Absolutely,
and then drive down where I come to meet you at the meetup. That's my idea, but I haven't inquired into it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I know Tammy. She's very closely related to Parbida Bob, I think, if I'm right. Am I right, Tammy? I think I am. I see Tammy quite regularly on the healinghumanity.life Zoom call. So yes, we know. And
Tammy. I see her on Barbara's channel a lot too. Well, I don't see her. I listen to her on Barbara's channel.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
She's very good at reading the comments too, and I appreciate that. Tammy just answered your question. Yes,
yeah, cousin. That's why I knew there was a close relationship there. That's really. I think Tammy's fairly new to the carnivore world. I think Kerry interviewed her when she was not long into it, really. So it's great to see you, Tammy. It really is. It's we're winning this war one heart and mind at a time, one soul at a time. And Tammy's a recent arrival, which is very, very good.
I was just exhausted yesterday, not mentally or physically exhausted. My eyes were so much that I greeted Barbara in her channel yesterday and said, I'm home, I'm safe, I'm in bed. And no more, I think, in 3 minutes, it just clunked me out. I slept for 9 hours straight, George, without waking up. Nothing. My body just needed it.
Yeah, Jerry, I'm very similar. As you know, I've been flat out since June of last year when I decided to come and join the USA community. And I was working in 2 time zones and I was surviving on 5 hours sleep at night. But after 8 months of doing it, or nearly 9 months of doing it, my body has said, enough, you idiot. And yeah, it is demanding sort of the proper 8 to 9 hours sleep a night at the moment. So I'm listening to my body and I'm doing it, which is why you won't see me quite as much on the later shows in the US of A. However, I am, obviously aware that we've got a very big summer coming up. I've got half of the USA coming over to visit me in June, and then we are coming to visit you in September. So yeah, I will be going back to my full 5 to 6 hours sleep probably, and my full energy again. But yeah, I think we have to listen to our bodies, and it sounds like your body is saying, give it a break, Jerry, and mine is as well. So I think it's sensible. because we are in our 60s, both of us, you know, Jerry. You know, sometimes it's hard to believe that, isn't it? But we both are. So
I know.
I forget sometimes that I'm supposed to be old. I'm 60 years old, you know.
Tammy just said that she is just a little over 30 days for her carnivore way of eating. And thank you to Lynn that posted Jason's channel, Just Jason Chaffles. Have you ever eaten a chaffle, George?
I haven't. No, it's not something because when I transitioned over 18 months. But when I decided to go carnivore, I went pretty much strict carnivore. So the keto snacks and treats and replacements, I didn't really get into, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But I have heard about them, obviously. And it's like when I was at the BBC meetup in December, there was an oopsie cake there, but it just looked too much like a real cake. That's for me to try. I just like my meat nowadays. Really, I've pretty much dispensed with fish. I've dispensed with eggs because I was itching terribly at night. So they've gone, and I do keep cheese. However, cheese is kind of a treat. You know, it's a carnivore junk food, so I don't eat it on a daily basis. So yeah, it's basically meat and cheese now, meat and dairy, I suppose you could say. That's me now, and I prefer the ruminant meats so lamb and beef really. Mm-hmm. We do eat pork. I do like the pork bites that Amy demonstrated back before Christmas. Lainey likes cooking those as well. So yeah, if we do have pork, it will be roast pork. It will be the pork belly bites. Yeah, and occasional poultry, but we tend to avoid the chicken. We tend to go for the better poultry, such as turkey, goose, duck, or guinea fowl. Guinea fowl we're very fond of. So it's guinea fowl is sort of halfway between a game bird and chicken. It's much tastier than chicken, but not quite as gamey as a pheasant, for example. So yeah, that's how we eat nowadays. It's pretty much. I'm now 4 years into this journey, just over 4 years into this journey. 4 years and 1 month exactly. It took me 18 months to transition to full carnivore. So I've been full carnivore really since September of 23, which is 2 years and 7 months. So yeah, it's
I just had my 3-year carniversary April 1st. My first year was kind of a bust, but year 2 and definitely year 3 is much better than my first carniversary year.
Yeah, indeed.
And
okay,
Tammy had commented that she believes she's more along the lines of into her 60 days into the carnivore way of eating. And Terry,
I think I remember Tammy from certainly more than 30 days ago when she first went on with Kerry. And Terry's agreeing that it's not a good idea to try and fool yourself with keto substitutes because it does kind of trigger you to sort of want the real thing. So that's the reason why I tend to avoid the keto substitutes such as truffles and such as oopsie cake. And Tammy's asking what's the best way to cook the lamb chops. You're asking the wrong person, Tammy. The person you should be asking just left the room. But basically, air fry them. Definitely air fry them. Maybe when Lainey sees this, she might pop back in and say because she is only next door. So, Lainey, come and tell Tammy how to cook. Oh no, she's doing it in chat. So there we go.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah, Lainey's answering in chat. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, the deals are out there. I think Lewis was talking about searching in New York City or for
shopping something or other because we looked at it, we saw it, we were trying to work out what the weight and the price was. I can't remember, but we haven't got whatever the store is. We haven't got over here, but we thought we saw $160 on it, and it seemed like an awful lot of money. But we don't know how big the actual joint was. I don't know is the answer to that, but I think we are pretty lucky over here because I think that per pound, I think beef and lamb are a lot cheaper than they are in the States. So
what I hear you talk about on Barbara's channel, yes, it sounds like it.
Yeah. So we can afford. I'm a blue collar worker, but a fairly well paid blue collar worker, and Lainey is on her. She's a she's registered disabled with her cancer, so she gets a fairly generous allowance from the government. But we're not wealthy by any means. But because we don't buy any of the crap, any of the soda or any of the bread or any of the season peas, I call them, Coca-Cola, chips, crisps as we call them, cakes, cookies, chocolate, cereals, big one, including bread, and then the peas, which is pizza, pasta, pastry, pasties, which is a very English dish. Pot noodles, I put the peas there, which are ramen noodles for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We don't buy any of those. So, the what we don't spend on that, we can just reinvest into really good meat. Maybe slightly more expensive than the standard Western or American diet, but not much more. And of course, since I've given up alcohol over a year ago now, then we save money on that as well. And that's we can actually we can live food-wise, we can live quite comfortably. We can get good food every day, and it's mostly lamb and beef. Typically,
George,
we
have lived here for 18 years. I still have alcohol that I've had when we lived in southeastern Wisconsin that we brought up here. We don't drink it. What's the shelf life of alcohol? Forever?
It depends on what alcohol it is. If it's spirits, yeah, pretty much forever, I'd imagine, because it's distilled. If it's wine, then some wines age well, and then others don't. And then beer, I think, would go sour by 18 years. So if it's spirits, I think probably as in
Jack
spirits
Daniels,
versus
vodka.
JD. I think that I don't. Maybe if you've opened it, then it might go. I don't know, but certainly a closed bottle of JD will probably be drinkable in 100 years time, I'd imagine.
And we were not a mixer people, so we didn't have to mix, say, tequila with something sweet, because that mixer would be bad. I understand that part.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Sharon just mentioned that the Food Lion, which we don't have in Wisconsin, or at least I don't have in my area, Tammy might, but ribeyes are $9.99 for Easter week. Little tiny picture. It used to be front and center. LOL. Good deal on ribeyes.
I'm just going to go back onto our group and have a look at what Lewis actually posted, and I'll be able to tell you. It's he posted it, and where did it say? I'm looking for when he said it. It's Stop and Shop, and it's $7.99 a pound today. So that, if that means anything to you, either way, Stop and Shop and $7.99 a pound. Good. Amy was saying that she's back in Maine now, and they don't have any Stop and Shops. And then you came on, so yeah, that was the conversation there between Lewis and Amy. So it's USDA choice beef, but it's totally unfamiliar to us because obviously it's very American based. But we were very interested. We'd love to know how the beef prices compare. I suppose $7.99 a pound. That's about £5 a pound. Yeah, it's not bad actually. It compares quite well. So yeah.
Right. Hey, Kelly just popped on.
Yeah,
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, the man with the $1 million smile is he calls him that, I think, isn't it, Jerry?
Absolutely. He just has such a lovely smile. I met him in person. Lovely man in person. Very tall.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that he and Juliet met up for a mini meetup the other day as well. I think Juliet told me. I think Kelly was traveling somewhere and stopped by in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Is that right, Kelly? Can you confirm that? I think that is the case. Yeah. And Aaron's got ribeye for $8.99 a pound at Kroger, whatever Kroger may be. We don't have that one over here either.
We used to in Wisconsin when I was a little girl, and then it left Wisconsin, and I don't have it here in Eau Claire.
No, fair enough. Yeah. So how close to Kerry are you then, Jerry?
Well, because I went down to his meetup, it took me 2.5 hours. I grabbed my sister first, and she's just north of Madison, and then we drove into east of where my sister is. And I would say probably taking all the back roads, 2.5 hours from my house door to door to Kerry's.
That's not bad because that's actually the same travel time as it is from the main London airport, which is Heathrow, to where we live. We think that's quite a long time, but you guys apparently think that is just a short hop, skip, and a jump, as I've heard it described. So yeah, it's we've got all of our American friends flying in mostly on June the 11th, and we will be running a collection and delivery service from Heathrow, the airport, back to Bridgewater, which is where we're staying for the meetup. And Juliet and Doug are going to be going up to in their hire car and their rental car to pick up some people as well. I will be going up. At the moment, we have 3 people coming in on June the 11th. We have Dr. Robert Kiltz, Dr. Nelson Vasquez, and Coach Angela Mullins. But I must hasten to add that we have plenty of scope for. We have 3 good hotels here in Bridgewater. The main one is now booked up, but Coach Angela is in the one 200 yards up the road, which is no problems. And we have another modern one, which is very big, about 800 yards, about half a mile from the main base. So there's plenty of scope for other people to come in. And I can guarantee that we can, if you come in on June the 11th, which is Thursday, then I can guarantee we can collect you from the airport and bring you back to base. We can't do it on the 12th of July nor the 13th because that's the 2 meetup days. Doug and Juliet are flying in on the 9th. So that's we're very much looking forward to that. I'm taking the bus up to meet them, or the coach, the National Express it's called, and I am going to be on the insurance for their hire car, their rental car, and I will drive them back to the UK. And I will, where I possibly can, I will act as their chauffeur for the holiday. But obviously, there will be some days when I'll be having to drive myself, such as that Thursday when I'll be collecting people as well from Heathrow. So yeah,
well, of course, you're the celebrity.
Yeah, I just want to make the point that Juliet and Doug are making it happen. Kiltz is making it happen. Nelson's making it happen. Coach Juliet is. There is scope for anybody who has spare time, and it's not that expensive apparently, because Juliet tells me that flying British Airways is actually not more expensive flying to the UK than it is for her to fly from Missouri to her base in Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. So that kind of puts a perspective on it. So yeah,
well, thank you. I would have guessed exorbitant amount. That would just be a guess on my part.
Yeah, but Juliet says it's relatively affordable when compared to internal flights within the US of A. So if anybody else wants to come, as I said, just let me know. I can arrange. I will take good care of everybody because I've got 2 weeks off to look after my American friends. I can guarantee good accommodation. Where we will be eating, which is the main hotel called the Tudor Hotel in Bridgewater. That I've known that family now for 56 years. The proprietor was the first little boy that I sat next to at school. They have watched my miracle unfold on Carnival, and they don't question Carnival anymore. They have a grill. They are a Greek Cypriot family, English Greek Cypriot, and they have a grill, and they serve sirloin, ribeye, rump, and fillet, and they know how to serve a carnivore now, so they know not to put any sides or anything on it, apart from maybe they often say, do you want eggs? Or sometimes I will have, but most of the time I'll just have the 12-ounce sirloin steak, for example. So, and then
my side too, I agree with you. I'll have eggs as a side, or even shrimp scampi, or fish fillet, something.
And then for the after, if you're still hungry after a steak, then they do an excellent cheese board of local cheeses, local hard cheeses. Really good quality British cheese, such as cheddar, such as Stilton, Red Leicester. They're not the, dare I say it, the plastic American cheeses that you guys often get over there. They are proper dairy, hard cheeses. So they are, as you probably know, the harder the cheese, the lower the carbohydrate levels.
Exactly. So now, Kelly had answered your questions about when he met with Juliet and Doug. So he answered that when he was a chaperone. He's speaking about too for his group of children, or not children, the young adults that he was taking care of. He's also saying he's going to address it on his live on Sunday.
Lovely.
I don't plan, this is just me. I'm going to cancel my 12 noon live and not do one on Easter Sunday, but I will be tomorrow right after Rick at my usual 12 noon time, Central Standard Time, which is 6 o'clock your time, correct?
Yeah, that's Central Standard Time. Be 6 o'clock. Yeah, as you probably know, I'm no longer. I am on the Sunday school team now, but I've gone on to the back benches because it's I've had a very good run at it. And Lainey and myself would like to have our Sunday evenings back again, please, without me getting stressed out about going live and then having to unwind afterwards, if you know what I mean. I was on in chat last Sunday, but it's a totally different experience being in chat than what it is being on the screen and having to sort of keep looking at the clock and thinking, is it going to go right? You can't when you're going live. So I had 10 months of that, or 9 months of that, and it's nice to take the back to sort of sit on the benches now. But as I told John and Juliet, whenever one of them needs to be off for the week, if it's all possible, I will stand in, because obviously I know exactly how the show works, and I will be helping them find guests as well. We've got a few people lined up. Coach Lisa, for example, she said that she might be interested. Adam Lacey has agreed in principle that he might want to come on. Hanging with the Browns, G and Frederick, they've expressed a willingness at some time in the future, and even DC over in Queensland, Australia, he said, go on, and that'll be 3 o'clock in the morning for him. But yeah, we've got a few guests lined up somewhere down the line. Jerry, have we had you on Sunday school yet?
No.
Oh, in that case, what we're going to have to do is combine your Sunday live with Sunday school. I think that might be a good thing for the future.
Oh, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, because it would be a combination of the two, then, really, wouldn't it? So that would actually work. Yeah, I'll tell Juliet and John that.
Well, thank you very much. Now, Tammy did address the Kroger situation, because I said we no longer had them, and Tammy is correct, because Kroger used to be Kroger and now they're called Festival Foods. Tammy also said that Carrie will have a possible meetup in Montello. And is it safe in assuming, do you know this, George, or anybody in anybody in the chat, will Carrie be featuring the cholesterol code #1 and doing that at his theater? And will he also have the meetup in conjunction with his movie? If anybody knows those answers, do you know, George?
I don't know, because he's probably almost certainly said it, but because I'm not going to be there, I probably wasn't paying attention in class, Jerry, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm trying to think how he's going to release it. I know that Healing Humanity is going to be released on a one-off at some stage before it goes to the main theaters.
Tammy just answered that right now, that he is doing Healing Humanity documents.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Tammy would be more likely to know. And Kelly is very kindly said, he's going to come on, I guess, on Sunday school as well. So that'll be perfect. Yeah, it's because we've kind of used. We're not exactly running out of people, but obviously we've been going for 10 months, believe it or not, since June of last year. So it's we've many of our friends in the community have already come on. There's nothing to stop some of the earlier people coming back on, but obviously it's nice to get people such as yourself and Kelly from the community to come on and give a fresh perspective.
That would be marvelous. Now, I know on Amy's channel, and I believe you've heard this too, George, on Amy's channel Sunday, she's going to be having a panel, for lack of a better word, of the 3 people doing coaching, which I was kind of surprised she didn't invite me, but that's neither here nor there. However, my coaching is different than what they do. So maybe that's why she didn't invite me, because I do I prefer belly to belly coaching. That's just my preference.
Yeah. I quite understand that. I did hear that, obviously, but because it's now, I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern that she goes, which is midnight my time, and I have to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning to go to work on it. This is the reason why you don't see me after 7 p.m. in the States anymore, or even after 6 p.m. for yourself, Jerry. And I find it difficult even to sort of I can't usually make Kelly's at 3 p.m. your time because that's 9 p.m. my time, and I really need to be thinking about bed by 9 p.m. on a Sunday evening to get up at 5 in the morning. As I told you, my body is telling me I need more sleep than I have been letting it get away with. So that's the story behind that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think we all have different, we all have different aims and different goals and different ideas about our coaching. I had the idea when I took the coaching course that I was going to somehow make a living out of it, combining it maybe with tourism and with teaching English, because I'm a qualified English teacher, maybe teaching a bit of history, English literature. But I've realized I'm dreaming, and also YouTube, but I'm making too much money in construction. And right, the bizarre thing is, Jerry, the truly bizarre thing is that ever since I've gone carnival, ever since I've dropped from £293 to 175, ever since I've got my energy back, ever since I've got my mental clarity back, suddenly I am massively in demand in the construction industry, because I was working really below my capabilities as a gatekeeper. But everybody now wants me. And I've just taken a new job this week with a pay rise, and it's good money, and it's not too arduous, Monday to Friday, sort of 10 to 12 hour days. I would be stupid, Jerry, to walk away from that. So what I'm doing with my coaching course now is I carry my business card with me everywhere, which is my before and after photograph. Yeah.
Love it.
Really good. And I've got my details on the back. What I'm offering to people is a one-off consultation for free for those who want to do it. And then the coaching, then I am going to be farming them out to the most suitable Kilts Health coach that I can find. For example, I had one type 1 diabetic guy on site the other day. He was interested in the keto diet, and he stressed that he is type 1 diabetic. So, of course, I immediately thought of our great colleague, Amy Perrin, because she is a type 1 diabetic. Yes. Type 2 diabetes, we've got some type 2 diabetes type coaches out there. If it's cancer, probably Lainey, to be perfectly honest with you, because she's now a coach herself. So, yeah, so that's my plan, to basically be an advertisement for the Kilts Health coaching world, to offer that one-off consultation for free. And then if the client decides they want to go down the paid route, then I will put them in contact with one of you guys. It's a question of who is the most suitable, who is the most available, and we'll take it from there. But what I will do probably is put it on the coaching group. Who wants, who's the most suitable person for this case. So that's why I plan to do it. Plus, of course, the fact, as you know, I'm basically now the UK ambassador to the USA community. So it kind of gives me a bit of credential as well. So when they say, who is this guy? Well, I'm actually a Kilts Health coach, and so I know what I'm talking about. I'm nowhere near like Richard Smith or Coach Stephen Thomas or anything, but at least I know what ketosis is, and I can pronounce beta hydroxybutyrate, and I do know what ATP is, and I do know what mitochondria are. So I can hold my own in the conversation, So that is my plan. It's basically it gives me a bit of credibility in the world, but my role of organising meetups, attending meetups, and helping with Healing Humanity, because I am the basically I will be the lead over here when Healing Humanity comes here alongside people like Louise Benning. What else do I do? And I organise, it's basically my organisational skills are what I do best. My people skills are what I do best. I'll leave the science and the coaching to you guys, because I just haven't got time.
That's what I say too. I say the same thing. And pardon me just a moment while I say hello to some people that hopped in. Jen is here. She calls herself Jabber Jen. It used to be Crochet or Jen E, capital E on Barbara's channel. She has a new name.
Today, I didn't even know that. Jen, yeah. Fair enough. I wonder what happened to Jen E.
She's Jabber Jen now, and
I get I don't know about you, Jerry, but I get really confused whenever people change their names. Cass, I haven't seen Cass for a while, but remember we did I was going to say we had a threesome, but we didn't. We did a three-way between you, me, and Cass. And but she keeps on changing her name and disappearing, and it's I get it. I get very, very confused sometimes.
And I did mine to complement my license plate. My Wisconsin license plate is JSTGERI. My real estate business, it used to be just spelled out, just jerrybot.com. But Jerry Hollowell, you know who she is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Spice Girl. Yeah.
Her people had a conniption years ago before fake Facebook ever came out. Her people came after me. How dare you take Jerry Hollowell's, because that was her first breakout album, Just Jerry. How dare you take her name and her website? I didn't take anything. I bought it. It was available to me, but I was hated amongst the Spice Girls community. And now, how old are they? They're as old as we are, George.
I am going to reach back to one of my lions on the wall there, and that says lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. So if you were hated by the Spice Girl community, don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep, Jerry. It's as simple as that.
That's one of my notes here that I wanted to address also with people during this live, even tomorrow. I can ramble on for a lifetime. I can talk about a lot of things. The problem with my channel is, George, Carnivore Jerry in the middle of the forest used to be my name. I got rid of that.
In the middle of a forest.
Right. I still do the carnivore diet, but I'm more than meat. This girl's more than meat.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know, I think there's quite a few of us out there, Jerry, who are finding the same thing now, that if we just keep on banging on about the carnivore lifestyle, my friend Lou is operating in an echo chamber, because we've done it so many times before. We keep on, shall we say, partner swapping on the interviews, and we're just doing the same interview time. How did you find carnivore? So yeah, it is time to move on. It's time to talk about our lives as well as our lives, as well as our carnivore experience. Because it's
sir.
I'm not going to say it's boring, but it's getting repetitive. But the argument with Dave Mack is, he says it might be repetitive, but it's important. So because you never know when somebody new is going to come along and pick up on it. So it does have its place. But I think, that we really need to be not just doing the how did you find carnivore? Tell me your story, because we've done it. I to be perfectly honest with you, there are certain people out there, such as Richard Smith, such as my English friends. I can tell their stories for them now, because I know them so well, because I've heard them so many times. And I don't know what the answer is, but isn't it great fun to talk about cats, to talk about German Shepherds, to talk about living in the middle of a forest, not the forest?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I know why you are Just Jerry without the you, because Just Jerry needs you to make it complete. I heard that the other day, Jerry. So I am paying attention in class, Jerry. I am paying attention in class.
I want to say hello to my good friend Anna, which her handle is Jiffy Strange Animal. That's Anna.
Yeah.
Hello.
I didn't know that. Yeah, thank you for that.
Anna, welcome. I try to ask people, like, for example, this person's not here, or if they are here, they may be listening. I don't know. Granny Boo, her name is Bonnie. But I look at her picture and I go, she doesn't look like a granny. I look at our pictures and I go, we don't look like our number, our age, or do I act that way for that matter? I just don't. Now, a couple more things. Tammy had mentioned to her too that she was not sure with the other documentary that I mentioned, and it is Dave. His last name escapes me for right this second. The Cholesterol Code. Have you heard of that?
Dave Feldman.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's what I was referring to, Tammy. The Cholesterol Code, I guess the cost to bring it to a studio or a theater is $1,500 to $1,700.
Yeah, Dr. Nelson's, I think, is hosting a couple of the Cholesterol Code, isn't he? But again, because I'm over in the UK, I'm not paying attention in class on this occasion, because obviously it is pretty irrelevant to me. So yeah, I apologise for that. But no, I'm not. For once, I'm not paying attention in class. I try and pay attention in class most of the time, as you know. So, yeah, I was able to give Alia a lesson today, actually, because Alia didn't know why we celebrate Easter with chocolate bunnies. Anybody got any ideas? No? Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so the truth is that the term Easter, have you ever thought, why do we call a Christian celebration Easter? It's got nothing to do with it, has it? It is, in fact, after the goddess of fertility, the pagan goddess of fertility, Easter. And her symbol was a hare, as we call them in the UK, Hare. I believe they're jackrabbits in the US of A. Would I be right in thinking that? They're much bigger than a rabbit, yeah. And at this time of the year, they are going through their mating rituals, which are very spectacular, because when the girls aren't ready for the attentions of the boys, they beat them off. Literally, they sit on they stand on their back legs, and then boxing. So they are very visible in this time of the year, because that's they're very, obviously, they're very focused on each other, so they tend to ignore humans. So they became known as the spring animal, as the symbol of spring and fertility. And Easter was the ancient goddess of fertility, and the Easter became the word Easter. And the Christianity came along and superimposed the ritual of Good Friday and the resurrection on Sunday upon the old Easter festival, the Easter festival. So that was the reason why we have chocolate bunnies. They are not, in fact, rabbits. They are hares, which are the symbol of spring and of fertility. So that's a quick history lesson. You know me, I can't resist it.
That's perfectly fine, because Evelyn even commented too, Ishtar, fertility.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, Ishtar, yeah, of course, and it goes back to Easter. And I understand, I'm not 100% sure of this, but I think that's where we get the hormone estrogen from as well. I think that might be the case. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it kind of makes sense. So
sounds plausible, sure. And I want to also welcome Gemmet, which we all call her. Some people call her Julie. Juju. I call her because her nieces and nephews pronounce it Juju. So welcome, Juju, to you. Yeah. We're glad to have you in here. Evelyn wrote a comment too, because remember, Evelyn's in school as well. So she wrote, almost all Christian holidays were tied to pagan celebrations in order to get people to celebrate it during a time when Christianity wasn't popular.
Yeah, again, the further lesson which me and Ali were discussing today was the fact that Christmas was superimposed on the winter solstice, which has got to be the craziest time of year, really. Obviously, it's the old pagan Yule. But when you think about it, Jesus himself was born during a census, which meant that people had to travel from all over Judea to go to their hometowns. Now, having lived in that part of the world for 5 years, I can tell you their winters are not pleasant times to be traveling. There's snow, there's rain, there's frost, and everything else. The Romans weren't that stupid. They would not have been asking people to travel in the depths of winter. So it was almost certainly late spring, April, May, June, that Jesus would have been born. And of course, the other clue is that the shepherds are out on the hillsides at night with their sheep. And believe me, you would not want to be out on a hillside in Judea on December the 25th. So what they did is that Christianity took the birth of Christ and superimposed it on the pagan festival of Yule and the winter solstice. So Evelyn knows what she's talking about, and that's the truth. So it's of course, over in Australia, they got caught out because December the 25th is the height of summer. So Santa Claus gets very hot over there when he's dressed in his deerskins to deliver presents.
Yesterday at work, and I'm sure that at work they can't be prejudiced. I can say Happy Passover to other people, and they look at me like, what? Because they don't understand. They don't understand my family, my upbringing, etc. Also, they get Easter as with candy. So a couple representatives had the rabbit ears on their head, George, yesterday, and they were handing out candy to people. non-scale victory. Nobody dared come near me. Two reasons. Well, maybe three. Because I'm very vocal about my Christianity, my faith in general, the Jewish faith, the Christian faith, very vocal. It was as though growing up, were we waiting for Jesus or did Jesus come? What are we doing with this family? No wonder I'm the way I am. So they didn't dare bring me candy. And don't even come at me with those rabbit ears, because I will tell you, this is not the season and it's not the reason. So all of them avoiding me like the plague, which is good.
It is, Jerry. And yet you were asking me back along, why did I call you Scary Jerry once? I think you just answered your own question. So, I know that you and Terry, I call you Scary Jerry and Scary Terry because neither of you mince your words. Neither of you are afraid to say it as it is. So that answers your question from a few weeks ago. That's why I call you Scary Jerry. So I hope you're satisfied with that.
Excellent. And I just adore Terry, like I do Barbara. I mean, so many people in the chat. I adore them all. And I wanted to ask Tammy a question while she's chitting and chatting over here. Tammy, if you're interested in going over to the Michigan meetup with me, I'd be happy to drive across the state, pick you up, and we'll ferry over Michigan and drive down to George if you would like to. I'd be happy to do that. If you want to, let me know. Join in the chat. I guess I can post if she wants to, or anybody for that matter, want to hop on. They can hop on with us.
Just let everybody know we'll be looking for a lift into town, or a ride, I think you Americans say, into town on, I think, the Thursday morning, because what we're planning to do is we're going to get in very late to Kalamazoo Battle Creek Airport, and we're just going to go to the nearest hotel, which is outside of town. But then the next morning we're going to be going to the Holiday Inn West, which is in walking distance of the event. So if anybody's passing by Kalamazoo Airport or Kalamazoo Battle Creek International on Thursday morning, we will be out there trying to hitch a ride. So if they're failing that, we'll just get the train or something, or we'll get there by Uber or something. But just be aware there will be a couple of stranded Brits on Thursday morning just outside town, and anybody who wants to offer us a lift, we will accept, believe me.
Definitely. Tammy just answered the question. It depends on her school and when it is again. Please refresh my memory, George. When is the Michigan meetup?
Saturday, September the 5th. We will be flying, we think, we haven't booked the flights yet, but we think we'll be flying Wednesday, September the 2nd, which will be my 61st birthday. So I shall be traveling on my 61st birthday. We should get into Kalamazoo Battle Creek probably near midnight on the Wednesday, the 2nd of September. So what we're going to do is go to the nearest sort of convenient hotel. It's already booked, the lady knows it, 5 minutes from the airport, which is out of town. Get a decent night's sleep, then after breakfast, not that we'll eat breakfast, but the next morning then we will make our way into Kalamazoo itself on the Thursday, and we will go and book into the Holiday Inn West, and no doubt that we'll probably catch up with Robin, G, Brown, and anybody else who's there, and we will go and make a nuisance of ourselves to you American friends, and we will hopefully all meet up certainly by Friday evening. Hopefully the likes of Kerry and Kilts will be there, and we will latch on, and we will allow you guys to show us your steakhouses, or how you guys live in Michigan in September. I suppose September. Absolutely. It might still be summer already. It might be a bit of a scope for an al fresco event, a bit of a barbecue maybe. But we'll let Robin take care of it and see what she comes up with, because she is hosting.
And my plan is to let Tammy know that I would take off Friday to do the traveling, to be there by Saturday, and then I don't necessarily think I should come back that night. More than likely be staying 2 nights in a hotel. Amy's going to do it. Amy Davis with me, with Tammy, if she wants to be included.
Yes,
we could just.
I have heard that yet. I think Barb is either already booked into the Holiday Inn West, or she is going to book into the Holiday Inn West, so that she'll be in the same hotel as us, which is a walking distance from the event itself. because obviously
Yes.
we don't want to get involved with taxis, Uber, or hire cars, rental cars. So yeah,
You-
that'll be good. That would be good.
You've heard of that expression when people all call the boiled eggs with the mayonnaise and the dill, they call them deviled eggs. I've called them angel eggs for years because
Okay, yeah. I
being a
know the
Christian-
term deviled eggs. I just wouldn't know how to prepare them. Yeah.
right. So when I say angel eggs, people go, "Is that like a deviled egg?" Same thing, but completely different. So, with that
Yeah.
being said, I want to address a person that just walked into the room with us, and that's my friend Bonnie, otherwise known as Granny Boo. I was speaking of her earlier. So,
Yeah.
speak of the angel. If you know, you know.
And there she is.
Bonnie is here. So, welcome, Bonnie. Thank you so much for coming on with us. Bonnie and Sharon. I can read through the list of all the people that are faithful watchers to my channel.
Yes,
That are-
absolutely. Yeah. I know.
They're
It's,
just
we
chatting
were
with
talking about
me.
that. Myself and Lady we're trying to learn everybody's real names or the handles. So I now know that Granny Boo is Bonnie. Thank you. Who is Anne?
Yes.
Who is Anne? What's her? We were talking about Anne earlier.
Yeah,
Anna?
Anna is a strange animal.
Strange animal, Jiffy Strange Animal. Yeah, okay,
Jiffy
well, I
Strange.
learned that one. I know that Wendy is a feral grandma. I know that Sharon is steadfast. So
Right.
I'm getting there, but of course, there's just one or two every now and again that catch me out. And of course, there are some people, such as Smoothie and Bride's Biscuit, who don't want their real names known. But yeah, so it's and obviously Gemmet we know is Julie. Yeah, it's nice to actually have that personal touch when you obviously Grandma's Crochet Corner is Grandma is Barb. So it is nice to have that personal touch at the same time. Although
Right. And I call her Barbie doll just because her name is Barbara. I don't
Yeah, I
consider her to be grandma because she's my age and she doesn't look like a grandma. I look
know,
more
but-
grandma with gray
yeah,
hair.
I tend to call her Grandma because she's everybody's grandma, isn't she? At the end of the day, but
True.
so I think Terry
True.
calls her Barbarina, and Terry is the only person out there who's got a pet name for me. I'm Georgie. So, nobody else. Everybody else knows me as George because they're a very.
Georgie Porgy.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that childhood saying, Georgie Porgy?
Don't
pudding
go
pie?
down that route, Terry, because Jerry, because I have a very good reply. Terry tried it on with me the other day, and I won't tell you what the reply is. But yeah, the word multiples involved in it. But yeah, I better not say it on your channel. Sharon's here. So yes, yeah, I have heard Georgie Porgy, pudding pie, kiss the girls, and made them cry. I substitute and made them cry with something else, but I won't go into it now.
Oh, my Lanta. I look at the chat that's going on, so I'm following along, but I'm engaged with you, of course.
Yeah.
And as everybody's making comments like about masks and speaking about God, and some people refer to the fact that they say we're all God. We're made in the image
I've seen
of
that. Yes, yeah.
I'm capital G God. No, I'm not. I'm Jerry. You know, God created me unique and different than you, George, but we're still
Yeah.
friends.
I kind of get what Kilks is saying because God is within us because God is with everywhere. He is universal, isn't he? He is omnipotent is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, I don't like it when we get too religious, to be honest with you, because there's too many different interpretations, let alone faiths. So it's it's safer to stay away from, other than the factual thing that we were talking about earlier about Easter and about Yule and the winter solstice and how Christianity imposed itself. But I don't like to get into the realms of faith and ideology because it's a dangerous subject, Jerry. It really is.
George, I know, I'd like to just discuss for a moment what I'm thinking about doing. At first, I thought I'm going to get rid of Facebook because there was an episode that happened in which I made a post and a couple people poo-pooed the post and made it very much something that took me aback. If you would say, for example, I woke up this morning and the sky was blue, and I would say to you, well, who do you think you are? I had clouds, or whatever the case may be. I took it negative and posted on your post. I just think it's unacceptable. So I may read George's comment, "The sky's blue," and I'll pass over George. Pass over, get it? So
Yeah.
I said today, I'm quitting Facebook. I'm stopping it completely. I can't do it. I can't deal with these people and their attitudes. Sometimes when you meet somebody, if they're in tune with you, if they're in agreement with you, beliefs, etc. I can usually do it pretty good lately these days on the YouTube in chats and talking with
Yeah.
people, talking chat. But I am going to keep Facebook only because of the people. If I want to know if today's Sharon's birthday, I can refer to Facebook if I don't have it written down. So
I know. Yeah. I found Sharon's birthday on Facebook, so I sent a messenger post to Sharon on Facebook. So it does have its uses.
Right. It has a use, I agree, but these people that just can't pass by, even in YouTube, like my YouTube coach, Michael, he doesn't like panels. So he bowed out of this particular live, which is perfectly fine. I personally don't think I would have even left that comment. I just would have said, "Oh, Jerry's got a panel," and watched Jason make a chaffle again. I don't think if I have anything to say good for the cause, that I just say nothing myself.
Yeah. Facebook can be very hurtful, either deliberately or by accident. I've got 2 points, like 2 Facebook stories. The first one being last year when I changed my Facebook profile. To me, what it was I think it's the same ones I use on YouTube, which was me speaking at an event. And one of my non-carnival friends on Facebook, who I think she was being a bit sarcastic and not particularly pleasant, to be honest with you, said, "Oh, media tart," as in, a show off or whatever. Lynn Tucker Carnival, I don't know if you know Lynn and Ribeye Ranger, her husband, but they come from South Carolina. She leapt into my defense. She's a lioness, and it was all teeth and claws. She said, "Here's a handsome carnival. This is, here's an example of what a man should be like." Oh, God, no. Because I've got one friend, local friend on carnival, Lynn Tucker, reached all the way across the Atlantic to defend me. And I thought, well, that's not a good idea, really. So I got rid of my English friend because she's not carnival. I think that upsets her. So, yeah, that was a classic case of when Facebook can go wrong without even intending it. But I've got another story about how I was very badly hurt in 2024, actually, because on May the 1st of 2024, I helped a young man launch a horse racing business here in the UK as his bloodstock advisor. We full of hope, just me and him and his father, and that was it, just the 3 of us. And we gradually built up our portfolio of horses, and then he gradually built up a stable riding team around him. And then I'll never forget this. It was November the 11th, Armistice Day of that same year. He put out a Facebook post thanking all his marvelous team around him for helping him launch that business. Guess who was not included in that Facebook post? Georgie Porter. Absolutely. And that really hurt. That hurt me. He did phone up to apologize and desperately try and backtrack, but the damage was done. And it kind of set the rot in. And in May of 2025, so 7 months on, I reached a point where I'd become so involved with the carnival community that I didn't really have time to help him anymore. And I had to make a choice between my role in horse racing and my role in the carnival world. And because of that Facebook post and the fact that I did not feel valued and appreciated in the horse racing world, I cut it off. And I joined one, as our great friend Stephanie Taylor said. She said, "Oh, I'm so I'm so glad that you decided to go 100% Team Carnival, George." I did, and I haven't looked back. But it was because of Facebook that I walked away from. It was an unintended insult. It was never his intention to insult me, but he did without even realizing it. So Facebook can be incredibly hurtful by omission, by accident, without, I'm not a great fan of Facebook. I'm on it quite a lot because of, obviously, it's my way of staying, unless I've got somebody on WhatsApp, it's my way of staying in contact with the such as the Coach Leases of this world, such as the Lynn Tucker Carnivals of this world. I haven't actually got their personal telephone number, but I've got on Facebook, so I've got direct contact. So I feel I have to keep Facebook, and sometimes I like to scroll through it and see what my friends are doing. But I'm wary of it. I'm very, very wary of Facebook nowadays. And if I see something which I think is going to hurt or which I don't agree with, scroll, get rid of it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on it. That would be my advice, my mindset advice to anybody who is struggling with Facebook. Ignore it. Scroll, move on, delete.
Yeah, it's so hard not to take it personal. And I mentioned it earlier in this live that when I'm not included, I think not to be not included with everything, because Lord only knows I rarely do WhatsApp because it involves a lot of reading, and I listen more than I read. So I don't read Facebook, or I don't read WhatsApp. When I do the catch up. I do bits and pieces. But if I'm not included, and I thank you ever so much, George, for asking me to be a part of the Sunday school. No one's ever asked me to do Sunday school, and I appreciate the kind gesture. But I wasn't included to do.
I think we just hadn't realised that you slipped through the net, to be honest with you, Jerry, because we've had so many people on now that it's everybody. I think we're kind of assuming that we'd asked all of our coaching friends, but it suddenly occurs to me that actually no, we haven't had Jerry on. And then of course when you said that you'd go live at the same time as us, I thought, wouldn't that be a really good blend of the two, to bring the two together, and that'll work. So I will get in contact. I'm not sure who we've got this Sunday, but sometime in the near future, because we haven't really. But I don't think we've got a full book. We're taking it week by week at the moment. So, yeah, we will get you and Kelly on before you know it. I can guarantee that.
Also, you were referring to Dave Mack. I think Dave Mack is like Dr. Kiltz, whereby you have to ask to be on Dave Mack's. Am I correct or am I incorrect?
Yeah, generally speaking, you've got to reach out to Dave Mack. But we on Sunday school, we were kind of, because we know so many people, we were reaching out to people. So it wasn't anything sinister. It was like, anybody got any ideas who we can have on this week? There was no sort of long-term plan. It was like we would come up with an idea. And that was pretty much it. And then Steph left and Juliet's taken over. But poor old Juliet, she's coming at a time when we've sort of asked all of our friends, apart from those that we forgot. Jerry, I do apologise. But no,
no offense. I didn't take offense to that.
No, I know, but even so, it wasn't oversight on my part. There's no question about that. But we will correct that this month, because it's only the beginning of April. I believe that we might be having Larry Allhands, the Carnival Soldier, who left YouTube a couple of years ago, or in 24. Because he's a very good friend of mine, I reached out to him, and it's his 60th birthday on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. And he said, I'd like to come on to celebrate my 60th birthday. So I'm hoping to get Larry Allhands, Carnival Soldier. If anybody remembers him, he is a former Chief Warrant Officer Class 2 of the Texas National Guard. I'm hoping to get him on Sunday, May the 3rd. And I will put in a guest appearance on that one, because he is a very, very good friend of mine. So that will be a guest appearance from me on the panel as well.
And how clever to have it on his birthday.
He's going to get in contact with us. We'll get in contact with Kelly. Obviously, Juliet has got Kelly's personal details. Oh, Jerry, what you were saying about, I know I've got you on WhatsApp. I can't remember if I've ever contacted you, but as anybody who knows me on WhatsApp will tell you, I use voice notes. I actually prefer to send voice notes because I'm not very good at typing. So if ever I contact you, Jerry, I will make sure to send you a voice note, because it sounds like you prefer it. And I think,
absolutely.
Yes,
and again, I'm utilizing the fact that I work 12-hour days and my OSHA approved devices. You probably have to wear these too, George, don't you, in your industry?
Absolutely not, because we work in a very health and safety conscious environment, and anything in your ears, you can't hear the plant, you can't hear the big machines moving. So we are not allowed any form of headphone or any form of headphone or earplug, because we have to be 100% 360 degrees spatially aware because of the heavy machinery that's on site. So yeah, you're in a factory or warehouse, I think.
A factory, yeah. So of course there's constantly noises going with the Acme machines and the tooling and
yeah, exactly. But we tend to work in the open air, so there are some jobs which require ear protection. But for general moving around site, no, it's considered safer to have your ears clear so that you can hear things moving behind you. Yeah, so that's the reason why. Terry and Lainey are having a good discussion about Barbara's channel, but then again, what happens on Grammar After Dark stays on Grammar After Dark. So careful, girls. This is not Jerry After Dark. You know?
I used to do that, and then I found out that Barbara existed because I stopped mine because I would do it from 10 o'clock until 11 in the evening and just talk about stuff. And it started out after dark, meaning to try to engage people. I'd say, what color bra am I wearing today? I'd reach in as a gag and pull out a bra, not my physical bra.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
And it was a fun thing. And then I found out there was Barbara's channel, and I thought, I like hers, and now my hours are changed at work, so it's just easier for me to do my talk and drives. But I love this engaging, being able to read the chat, having guests on, speaking with you, George, is lovely.
Oh, it's always good fun to talk with you, Jerry. But talking about the After Dark thing, is I go on with Grandma about Lainey has actually just said that what the gadget that she's got today is in fact a leg massager for her lymphedema. So that doesn't qualify as After Dark.
I've just been diagnosed with lymphedema in my legs, which I know Terry's got. She's got lipedema, I think, and it's quite mild. So because it has nothing to do with the lymphedema I have in this arm, we're not quite sure I've got it. So she's recommended, I'm in super sexy brown socks, as they call them, the compression socks. So yeah, look, I'm going to look beautiful through the summer. God help me. But yeah, she's recommended this massager, which I've now got. It arrived today. It goes on your leg and you roll it up and down.
Ooh.
It's plastic. It looks amazing. And I am going to give it a try, but I will do show and tell with it on Grandma's on Sunday morning. I was going to leave you all to guess what it actually was, but it's the leg. It stimulates the lymphatic system.
Excellent. I'm glad that you're back.
Because anything it stimulates. Ow.
I've done it.
Terry is cracking up right now seeing you whack him. I know she is. She said to you for you to do that earlier. She wanted you to whack him.
I snuck up on him.
Hey, don't leave, Lainey. Come back, Lainey. Come back. I have to talk about the fact that you spoke of compression wear. Now, I lost 163 pounds twice because I lost it, I gained it, and I lost it. No more to ever happen. But I found compression hose through the hospital when I had to order compression clothing very expensive. So I started to use Spanx, Spanx. Have you used Spanx?
No, I've got another brand that I use, but the my lymphedema clinic give me them for free. So I get my sleeves from my arm free and the ones from my legs free. But I said, I can't keep wearing these. They're awful. They're beige. They're horrible. So I have the leggings from a different company, and I have on Amazon, they actually do very, very pretty lymphedema socks. So I bought a packet of 6 of those. So they're very pretty. I'm just a bit worried about wearing them in the summer with a little skirt. I think I'm going to have to. Do you watch NCIS with Abby? I think I'm going to have to turn into Abby and get the goth clothes.
I started out with the heavy duty hospital beige myself.
Yeah.
Well, then I bought myself black ones, but they're suited to me to be able to fit the pantyhose. But coming from a 5XL, and now that I'm only an XL, when I buy new Spanx, I'll buy it in large because it gives me that compression factor.
Yeah.
But it's as though when you take your clothes off using compression wear, it all falls out.
So if you get these pink ones, but they were too big, they didn't work. I'm a child size. I need children's ones, but they're not long enough in the arm, so I had to go back to beige or black. But like I said, I found some socks. I can't get a sleeve in the colour, but my daughter has offered to tie-dye them. So they've got all the colours in them. So that's nice.
Nice.
I know in my arm, there's nothing I can do about it because I have basically no lymph nodes. They removed them all. But my legs is just come on just before Christmas, and I've not had any lymph nodes removed from there. So we can't work out why. So I'm hoping it came on really quickly. So I'm hoping it goes away really quickly because we've got on top of it quite quickly. So I'm hoping with the massage, the creaming, the massage machiney thingy doofer I've got, we can get rid of it as fast as it arrived. Because I've never had it arrive. There's no reason for it to be in my legs.
Yes.
So hopefully we can get rid of it. And if George throws me around enough, Terry, while putting on his saddle, as you call it.
Yeah, well, no, Terry said that I couldn't get out of the saddle the other morning, but I wasn't actually horse riding, so I don't know what she was talking about.
I do.
I was talking about today. Can you go and get my spare harness so I can demonstrate what I have to go through every morning?
Are you sure you want to see this?
Well,
It's become a show and tell.
It's hanging up
I
behind the
hope
door.
it's been in the wash.
It has, well, I hope so. You're responsible for that. Yeah, Laney's going to go and get to my spare harness because I think Terry can vouch for this because she says, "Come on, George, you're waiting for you on a Sunday morning." I said, "I've got to strap myself in because I have a hernia, quite a large inguinal hernia." I need more. That's Terry. Yeah, I won't actually be demonstrating me putting it on fully, Terry. I'm just going to demonstrate what it is, just to give you an idea of what I have to go through every morning, being a man of a certain age with an inguinal hernia, which I firmly put down to eating all that wretched fibre in my youth and having the IBS and the constipation. Because I'm pretty sure that trying to push on the toilet ended up with me pushing my intestine, my colon, out through my muscles on the inguinal hernia. Interesting enough, Kilts has had both sides as well done. If one of them failed, so he's had 3 hernia operations. I wish I could find one, but they're not bothering with it.
I'm going to show you his purse. This is it. This is what he wears every day. And he's got his bag in there. So yeah, it's very small. I don't know how he gets it all in there.
From your old days, then?
No, it's got my pad in there.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
This is my hamster, as I call it, because I haven't got one boob. This is my hamster.
Oh, lady is just a joy to see her, to hear her. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, Terry wants me to try and put it on over.
Oh,
over
go on, Terry, double dare him.
No, but it's anyway, just to demonstrate, that is a Velcro belt there, and that's the other end of the Velcro, and that is the soft bit, which
hold it up a bit.
Yeah, and he's hold up a bit, absolutely. So there's a soft bit there which is shaped like the hernia itself, and that sits over the hernia. So I tighten it up with like a belt, so that it pulls the hernia in. But of course, the hernia tries to push it out again. So I have to have this piece of elasticated material again with a Velcro on it.
See you crying now.
Absolutely, and that has to go underneath my male part, up around the back. No, from the back, down the back, up next comes past my male parts and then has to be linked in to basically hold everything in on.
It's a G-string.
Yeah, not exactly a G-string, but yeah, there's a bit missing there somewhere. I can't see it.
I'm going to call it the George thong. Is that fair to say? A George
Yeah,
thong?
the George song.
I think
that
this
would
is
do it.
much better and it would hold it better.
Yeah, so there's a bit missing on this. I can't see it. The plastic bit. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, what happens? So what happens is it's all held in. This comes up through, and then I pass the end of the elasticated bit, which has come up from below, shall we say, and then it goes through there, and then I can use that to tighten it up. So then I tighten everything in. The hernia is then pulled in, and it means that it's not in a risk of sort of going walkabout by itself during the day. It's a real nuisance, but it's better than having a hernia flapping around and being out of control, basically. Terry's right. It is a glorified jockstrap of sorts. I used to wear the jockstrap, obviously, when I was a ball player. So yeah, that's not a bad description.
G-string, like George string.
A G-string, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the bit that goes round underneath your parts, that is kind of like a G-string. I've never actually worn a G-string myself, but I've had some experience of them, shall we say. So more removing them than putting them on, but there we go. Yeah, so Terry's asking, does it feel good when you take it off, or do you sleep it? No, I do take it off at night and it does feel good. I wouldn't really want to be sleeping in it, but I do take it off last thing at night and put it on first thing in the morning. That is, yeah. Terry's saying, thank you for sharing your kink with us, Georgie. Terry girl, I haven't even started yet.
Wait till we meet you and Lady in person. Oh, you guys are just going to keep us rolling. I will bring, depends. Just saying.
I used to actually be the hunt staff on for a pack of hunting hounds, as we have here in the UK. And that was known as a whipper in. So I had my own long whip, Terry. Think about that.
You are forewarned, Terry. Terry, come up to California, from California up to Michigan. Come join us. We'll have a blast. I know we will have a blast.
Yeah, and obviously working in the horse racing world as well. There's an awful lot of riding crops we had around the stable. So, Terry, I was going to say, be careful of what you're taking on here.
Oh, cracking me up. Oh, how fun. This is so delightful to have this conversation with
I
you.
think remember what we were saying earlier, Jerry, about it's not about macros or carnivore or what meat we eat. It's about how we at a certain age we all have to strap ourselves in, don't we? Yours is Spanx, mine's a hernia harness. Laney's got the one boob bra. Yeah, we're all and the compression stockings. And I know poor old Terry has trouble getting hers off to pee. So we've all got problems.
I'm still wearing my pajamas, George. I have the only thing I did to my pajamas is put a bra on. To do this live. I put my hair back just like this, put a bra on, and I said, let's go live. That's it.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. I think everybody knows the reason why I wear my signature is the cap, because I have a very shiny head if I take it off. So that is the reason why you always see me in a cap. I did it, but it's become my signature now. So everybody expects to see me in a cap. So I don't like to disappoint. Even when I'm out and about now, I wear a cap because it's become part of my persona, my UC persona, and my persona in real life now as well. So
of course,
the reason why.
Surely.
Who we still got in the chat? I think just about everybody apart from Terry's run away, haven't they? I can't say I blame them because we're not talking
16 people. We're doing quite well. I
can't see that on my screen. Obviously, I'm the guest, so it's nice to know there's 16. But not very many people are joining in this conversation. And I don't blame them, really, to be honest with you.
They're all listening and cracking up in their own respective homes. They're laughing at us. See,
Erin's back on. Erin's back on with the comment.
Aaron's
You can
back
always
on,
rely
right?
You can always rely on Erin's to join in.
I think, and I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, Aaron, so my apologies if I am. Aren't we due to be having Aaron come back on Monday? Isn't that the forecast now that 40 days of Lent is over? Aaron, are you coming back on Monday morning?
Can I just speak on behalf of myself and Lainey? We really miss Erin because she's lunchtime. She's lunchtime at our end, and it was it was a way we spent our lunchtime. Well, Lainey spends her lunchtime at home. I'm at work, but it was kind of a lunchtime ritual for us. So, and Erin again has got it dead right because she takes her live off in different directions. We learn a lot on Erin. She actually calls up the information and reads it from Google, and I often chip in with what I know, and it's a very educational program. It really is. There's more to us carnivores than just eating meat, and I think a lot of people are beginning to learn that now. I've got one or two friends here in the UK who aren't carnivore, but I tell them about us, about the community, and they're amazed because they thought it was just blokes, cavemen eating meat and beating our chests. But you know, it's we're not. We're highly trained, not medical professionals, but we're highly trained. We're much better trained than your average Joe when it comes to medicine. Because one of my non-carnivore friends went out for a walk 2 days ago with a young lady who's just been diagnosed with EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And she said, "Oh, this girl's really flexible. It's something beginning with E." I said, "Ehlers-Danlos syndrome." She said, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because I know several people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome." So the people are just amazed that we, as normal human beings, can know so much about medical conditions. It's because we move in the right circles and we're interested and we learn. We've all got inquisitive minds. We are all critical thinkers. We don't trust anything at face value anymore, ever again.
Angela, I believe, has that as well.
Yes, Coach Angela Mullins, she does. I was talking to her about it last night. She's actually coming over she's coming over in June to the UK. So I should be picking her brains then, no doubt. And she flagged up Amy Hosp as well from Healing Humanity. She has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and our own Erin Fallon as well, I believe, has EDS. Oh. So we have within our small community, we got people who got everything really. All of us came here with some form of problem. I came here with morbid obesity and type 2 diabetes. Lady came here with cancer. Kerry came with congenital heart disease. It's crazy. It really is. My great friend Rebecca Johnson came here with multiple sclerosis. That's been cured. Same with Diane Ladd, the Boston Carnivore. God knows how many people have arthritis. But all my boils have gone. I used to get terrible boils. They're really unsightly, painful, and messy. All of my fungal infections between my toes, athlete's foot, gone. Gingivitis, which I used to get regularly, as in gum disease, gone. All of us came here unwell. So it's hardly surprising that we know so much about each other's illnesses that we're like walking medical encyclopedias nowadays. And so it's there's a lot more to us than just eating meat. So there we go. And there's a lot more to it than just being a weight loss diet as well. It is an optimal health lifestyle. It is not a weight loss diet.
Absolutely.
It may happen, but that's not the point of it. It's about improving your health, your knowledge. And I also believe that it's about improving you as a human being. I am a lot more loving, patient, kind, compassionate nowadays than I ever was before. That's largely through Kilts and various other people. But if you remember rightly, Jerry, that when we form a client relationship, we use the acronym PACE, which is partnership, acceptance, compassion, and evocation. And I try to use that in all of my friendships, relationships, even my day-to-day meeting people as visitors on my site. I try to remember that partnership, because you've got to work together, acceptance of the fact that you are different, you have different opinions, you might have different colored skin, passion, because these are human beings. They might be stressed, you never know. If they're a bit confused, they've just driven all the way from God knows where, they need a pee urgently, so they're a little bit stressed, they're a little bit short with you. Show compassion. Think, what would I be like in that situation? And then evocation is bringing the best out of each other. For example, I have to give safety briefings on site, so I try to make sure I try and evoke a response from them to make sure that they've actually been listening to me. So I try and keep it interesting with jokes and lightheartedness, or sometimes I'll say this is really serious because this guy, we lost a guy to this type of event. It's evoking the best out of them, and of course what they're doing is evoking the best out of me, because if they're listening to me, then it makes me want to help them. What I really hate is that when I'm giving a safety briefing, somebody's on their phone like that, and I will just stop and I won't say a word until they notice that I've stopped speaking. And often if I'm giving a group safety briefing, everybody else will start getting really embarrassed because I'm just looking at this person and they know that I've stopped because that person is being rude to me. So that's the group. If the group is good, it evokes the best out of me. If they're attentive and keen, then I feel that I am evoking the best from them as well. So I think you nailed it down. Pace, partnership.
I had to write that down. I had to write the acronym down so that I can. You can find
it on module 9 of the coaching course. It's still there. It's Coach Lisa Pickart who taught it to us.
I just love Coach Lisa. She's a darling woman. I want to be able to say hello to Maria, aka Mia's girls. So hello, Maria. Thank you for joining us. Patricia's here. Hello, Patricia. Thank you for hopping on. And Spanky is here. He's giving everybody.
Spanky, who is very much part of the After Dark community, shall we say?
Because, yes, he is a gas. He is so fun and funny. It's just wonderful, wonderful people we have. But again, we're using our humor, clear minds, clear attitudes. We look at things different than we used to.
Exactly, yeah.
When I ate the standard American diet, I was foggy brained. I wasn't cognizant as I am right now of certain things. Do I still get bothered? Like they call it butt hurt about a couple of things. Yes. Especially when it's in our own community things. George, I don't think I've said this on my channel. I don't think I ever. Maybe I said it on Barbara's, but I'm going to be frank right here, right now. Day 5 after my hip surgery, the husband said to me, go to a hotel, because he couldn't deal with me in the pain situation. Hip surgery, different kind of pain. Go to a hotel. Who says that to somebody that you love? So if I can get butthurt about somebody I'm married to and I love, I can get butthurt about a bunch of people that don't want me to be a part of the deal that they're doing. You understand? I'm maybe a little more sensitive. I don't think that I would ever say that to my husband when he had his back.
Just say something here, though, Jerry. Right? Anybody here who's been married for more than 2 years, wants honeymoon period, raise your arms if you've never been butt hurt or never have butt hurt. Your husband or your wife. No arms raised. I didn't think there would be, because those who are closest to us, with whom we share our lives, we are bound to be hurt and hurt those people. And anybody who says they haven't is lying. Simple as that. I think Kilt says, that basically we all do very dangerous things every day. We get behind the wheels of the cars, we cross roads, and we live with another human being. So yeah, it's a sad fact of life. You get the best signs and the worst signs with the people that you love. Not only with your wife, but when you're growing up with your brothers and sisters, with your parents, for God's sake. I hated my parents most of the time. So yeah, they sent me away to boarding school because they thought it would be good for me. They thought it would be character building. It's child abuse. Actually, it was child abuse. What boarding school does is it basically prepares you for one or two things. It's an establishment. It prepares you for the army or for prison. I chose the army. You know, so it's but that was cruelty. So yeah, those you have to be close to somebody to truly hurt them, and of course it's family and spouses that have that ability or have that proximity to allow it. So yeah, it's I'm not surprised, Jerry. I'm not surprised or shocked that you felt hurt by that. Had it been me, I think I would have been the one who actually who volunteered to move out and go to the hotel. I wouldn't have, you know.
And then lately, he's been leaving me nastygrams. The latest one this week, which I talked about on one of my drive lives, was the fact that he doesn't want any more of the keto pizza that I make because it doesn't taste good and he can barely gulp it down and he can't feed it to the dogs. But he's unaware of the fact that I have been purchasing store-bought dough with yeast and flour and all the crappy things and making it into a real pizza, because living in the middle of the forest, we don't have a pizzeria or Uno's Pizza from Chicago in our backyard.
Or Domino's or Papa John's, yeah.
Right. So I made him a real pizza, but he doesn't like green stuff. He calls it green stuff, meaning the parsley, the herbs herbs, as you would call it, on the pizza. So I make it that he can put his own salt on, but it's all the carbs there. But I got butt hurt because he's saying, stop making him those things. What am I supposed to do? He won't cook for himself, and I will only cook meat.
Yeah, I told you the story earlier about how I got butt hurt by my very close young friend on Facebook. I was butt hurt because it was just carelessness, just thoughtlessness on his part. But it hurts, it really does. And of course, the other great thing about the husband-wife relationship is the spare room often comes into play, doesn't it? It certainly does in this household on a fairly regular basis. And one of the main reasons back along was the fact that I used to snore quite a lot. But apparently, recently, since I gave up alcohol, I no longer snore, and I sleep only on my back now. I can't sleep on my sides because of the hernia and because my knees hurt when I sleep on my side. But Lainey assures me that I am no longer snoring, so I don't. I've basically got to the point now where she if she elbows me, gives me one of those, and says stop snoring, I just go to the spare room now because it's easier than trying to keep on getting one of those every 10 minutes. We both get a better night's sleep. But do you know, I haven't had to retreat to the spare room for quite some time now since Carnival. So hopefully it will stay that way. But I mean, how often do we hear the spare room story? I hear it from friends who aren't Carnival, friends within the Carnival community. I hear the spare room story an awful lot. So it's nothing unusual, Jerry. It really isn't.
I have
hotel might be a bit drastic. That might be a bit more drastic, but it's the same principle as the spare room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have utilized the spare room because we have 4 bedrooms.
Yeah. Sarah, okay. Yeah. Sorry, we're just to let you a bit of very good news actually, because one of our UK friends from the Carnival community left last autumn, and she suddenly disappeared from YouTube, and we're all worried about her. But apparently, she just phoned. No, I'm not going to. Yeah. But apparently, she's just contacted Lainey, but direct message. So Lainey's talking to our friend at the moment, which is great because she kind of just suddenly disappeared from the Carnival community. She's still on Facebook, but not talking about Carnival. But it's nice that she's thought to phone us or speak to Lainey. So that's good.
Excellent.
It's made my day a bit today. That because I love her dearly. We used to do lives together with her and that sort of thing, and then suddenly she just went, no, gone. So there we go. But anyway, so it's nice to see Spanky's giving me his usual moral support to me. Me and Spanky, we stick together. We're brothers. We're brothers on after dark. So shall we say? Mm-hmm. And he said, "Spare room's gonna be heavenly." Exactly. Anybody here been married? Anybody here not been married twice? Certainly, I have. Lainey has. I don't know. Yeah. So I think we're none of us have come through this life without being battered and bruised emotionally, Jerry. So it's no great surprise, really. that we all hang together, shall we say. And I think, many of our friends over on the After Dark channel, they've all been through the mill as well. I know that the host of that has been through the mill. So, yeah, it's no great surprise. Yeah, it's married twice as well. I'm on my second marriage. So, yeah. I know that there are some amongst us who have probably been married a lot more than twice, but I'm stuck on my second, shall we say? Stuck's the wrong word, but I'm on my second.
I'm stuck on you. I think that was a song. I think so.
Stuck on you, got a feel. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Lionel Richie. That's it. Name that tune. Now, if Russ was here, he would sing it.
He would.
Got a lovely voice.
Stuck on you, got a feeling down deep in my heart that I just can't. Something. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. It's almost there, Jerry, but I can't quite remember it. Yeah, I've got lots of favourite songs anyway, and so yeah, it's. I'm trying to think. I'm not going to burst into song or anything, but "Amazing Grace" is my favourite. Gratitude. Well, that was before Grandma wrote "Another Dawn" for me, but "Amazing Grace" was my favourite hymn of gratitude because it just seemed to fit my story so well. For I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. And that Amazing Grace came from a nurse called Kathy Moran, who just looked me in the eye when I had type 2 diabetes and just told me that all carbs are sugar. The doctor was a complete idiot, female idiot, who said, right, that's it. You've got type 2 diabetes, chronic and progressive. Here's the metformin and the statins, prescriptions. Nurse Kathy ambushed me, said, come and see me in my office. She said, all carbs are sugar. This is the short story, the elevator story. I went away clutching the 2 prescriptions, went home, put them on the kitchen table, started the research, threw them in the bin, started eliminating carbs, cured type 2 diabetes, didn't need the prescriptions, never took any of those drugs at all. Thank you, Kathy Moran, for telling the truth. She wasn't allowed to, she wasn't supposed to, but she did. She is an angel. And I hope that she gets a reward in heaven, because it's unlikely she'll get a reward on this earth, because the establishment rewards its own. It doesn't reward people who break ranks, does it? As we know. But Kath will, she's forever carved in here. Her name is carved in my heart. And, hopefully she will get her reward somewhere down the line, because she deserves it. And that is a halo and wings, basically.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Maria was just saying that she's been married for 28 years and he's the only one. Ideally, when I got my first marriage, that's what I thought too. I didn't think being the wife, the homemaker that I was, the cook, I learned from my grandmother all the recipes, all the old recipes, how to cook in lard and make donuts in lard, and the keep a happy husband, happy life, happy wife, happy life. What is the expression?
Happy wife, happy life. Yeah,
right. And I did all the wifely things. Don't go there, Spanky, because I know what he's thinking. He's my buddy. So I did all the things that you're supposed to do, but when they fall into the arms of another woman, it makes you go, what?
Yeah.
Have I not? What? I don't understand. I don't.
No, exactly.
And being equally yoked makes a difference too, because I don't think that I could marry a Satanist because of my religious belief. I know that's extreme. I don't think I could live with a vegetarian. Unless they cook their own vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that Lady and me have had to come through is that we graduated to, sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? What are we talking? Transitions. We transitioned to carnivore at different rates, because when I first started carnivore or started heading towards carnivore with type 2 diabetes, and then I met Larry first, and then Lauren Tucker, who's one of the stars of Healing Humanity. She lives just up the road from us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of 2 lonely carnivores, and we were very interested in each other. She's 32 now, so she's 28 years younger than me, but she's got a great story. But she wanted to make a phone call to me, and I said, is it okay if Lauren phone? And who is this Lauren? I said, well, she's a young girl just up the road there, 30 something years, 20 years younger than me. She said, no, she's absolutely not. She said, this is a cult you're joining. And she said, what's happening is that you're going to run off to America with this young floozy, and you're going to take all of our money with you. So I'm happy to report that she and Lauren are now great friends, really good friends. And Lauren is on the committee with us on for the Great British Meetup. But at the time, Lainey was convinced that it was a cult. I was going to run off with a girl 28 years younger than myself, and that I was going to take all of our money with us. But those days are gone now. But it was a real problem. It was a real problem in the difference in the way we ate, the difference in the attitude that we had. And it wasn't until Lainey discovered Stephanie Taylor, and her battle against cancer and the Otto Warburg effect and Professor Thomas Seyfried that Lainey finally came on board with carnivore. So we now eat the same, we now think the same, and we have, certainly within that side of our domestic arrangement, the eating arrangement and the mindset when it comes to carnivore, we're on the same page. And that is basically that. Sorry, Morissette's just got to get in contact with me. She's flagging something up. I'll speak to her later. Morissette is a Canadian coach from who speaks French. She's telling me she knows that je parle français, so she's telling me about French speaking things going on. But I'll speak to Morissette after. So it really helps. I mean, what you're saying, Jerry, is telling me that your husband is not on the same page as you when it comes to eating. If we're talking about pizza and all that sort of thing, no, it's I feel so. I feel sorry. I remember what it was like when Lainey was skeptical of me and just eating meat and that sort of thing. And it did make life difficult, especially with our friends, because I was the odd one out, and they would side with Lainey. But of course, now Lainey's come over to me. They find it very hard to believe that, oh, well, George has brainwashed you. George is, and she says, no, I'm doing it because I don't want to die of cancer because of Otto Warburg and Thomas Seyfried. Of course, you mentioned Otto Warburg and Thomas Seyfried to people who've got no skin in the game. They haven't got a clue who you're talking about. They look at you like you're crazy. In fact, I've got a saying up here, actually. I'm just going to read it for you. It says, people think you're crazy when you talk about stuff they don't understand. And that's what we find as well, because we're talking about stuff that the lay people, if you like, the non-carnivores, the non-health orientated people, they haven't got a clue what we're talking about because they trust the doctors. They think that health is not their responsibility. They think it's not their. They think that they can subcontract it out to the state or the system. But we've proved that you can't. We've proved that if you try and subcontract your life out to the establishment right royally screws you. It really does, whether it be medically, financially, democratically. It takes, you cannot rely on the establishment because the establishment uses you as a money-making machine. You're a cash cow. But people don't see that. And they think we're crazy while they go about their robotic lives. It is what's that film? The red and pill, the Matrix. It is the Matrix in real life. And we're the blue pill. Are we the blue? No, we're the red pills, aren't we?
Red pill.
Yeah, we're taking the red pill, and we've seen the light. But the majority of people are quite happy to fit within the system, pay their taxes, come home, trust the doctors, trust the politicians. Not for me, thank you. Not for me.
Right. Mayo Clinic has been contacting me almost every day to schedule appointments. Colonoscopy. I should have 2 of them a year because my mother died of colon cancer. But the reality is when you get to 65, I think is their magic number, that once I've passed that, colon cancer has stopped. But when you see the doctor after he's done your colon pictures, done the routine, the procedure, he'll stress you need more fiber and you need the vegetables. And I will get every doctor every time, doctor, I've seen what a colonoscopy or a bag looks like on the side of a person's body that doesn't have the ability to use the restroom. I can't think of that name. George, help me out here.
A stoma or an ostomy bag, ileostomy, stoma. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
the bag, the stone bag, right. And I have seen corn in the toilet both ways. So don't tell me that I need grains and I don't need vegetables.
Yeah.
Why does asparagus smell coming out?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not digested, basically.
Exactly.
But as you know, as you probably know, I'm a friend of Lee Copus, the Kent Carnival, who the young man with
Yes.
with the bag. So yeah, I've
Colostomy bag, yes.
colostomy. That's right. Yeah, ileostomy, colostomy. Yeah. So Lee, I've spoken to Lee on a few occasions. We're not that close because he lives the other side of the country, but I've spoken to him at the meetups now, and obviously I studied his stuff, and I've heard his story now. I've heard him tell his story both live and on YouTube, so I'm well aware of the fact that vegetables pass through the stomach without dissolving. They pass through the small intestine, blocking the enzymes from getting to the good stuff. Then they go to the colon for rotting. So, and then meat gets dissolved in the stomach. It passes into the small intestine where it gets efficiently digested or absorbed, especially if you're not blocking the enzymes from getting to it with fiber. So I would never, ever touch another shred of fiber again in my life. And you only have to look at me to compare. You only have to compare that with that to realize I am the living, walking proof. And nobody can deny that, apart from try and say that's been photoshopped, but it hasn't.
Correct. I want to go off on a different tangent with you just for a moment.
Yeah,
Tell
absolutely.
me what's going on now with you and a canine in your household. What's the scoop?
Right. So the scoop is that we have a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old cat, and we are coming to Michigan in September.
Mm-hmm.
We think the 14-year-old cat would get on because he has some experience of dogs, but the 13-year-old cat is absolutely phobic about dogs. So we just think at the moment it's not fair to introduce a canine into the household. We are neither of us totally averse to the idea of a canine to the household. My fear is that Lainey is more interested in the puppy side and what happens when that puppy grows up. I am a qualified German Shepherd handler myself, so I used to hunt. As I told you, I had a big whip because I used to whip into the beagles pack. We used to hunt jackrabbits with beagles. No guns involved. The beagles used to run them down themselves. So I am a qualified canine handler. And yeah, I could foresee myself later on in life when I stop going to construction every day, going out for a walk every day. But it's a huge responsibility. We have the issue of the other members of the household, the cats. It's on the table in the future, but not this year probably. It probably won't be until the cats have passed, but they are 13 and 14. And we made the mistake of feeding them all the kibble and the Purina actually we have over here, but it's the same as kibble. And poor old Angus, who is 14, has had horrible skin lesions. He's very lumpy and bumpy, and he's slowing down. He can't quite jump as well as he used to get out the window now. So he is noticeably getting old at 14. Hamish, on the other hand, is still in very good shape at the age of 13, but he's the one who is phobic about canines. No matter what Lainey is saying about Hamish would love a puppy, because the last time a dog came into the house was when our children had a Malamute, and Hamish was up that curtain like a bat out of hell, basically, and he was clinging to the top of the curtain because he would not come down. He would not come down while that dog was in the house. So yeah, you've got to think about the mental health of your fellow inhabitants of the house, and I don't think it would be good for them at the moment. But no, to answer your question, it's not off the table. It could well happen in future years. So yeah, that's the truth.
The reason that I talk about that is because it was one of the topics to discuss today, dog food. Now, if I don't feed the dogs as healthful, whole ingredients as possible, Purina, I agree with you. That's just full of shenanigans.
Yeah.
Not good. Now, I probably need to turn off the light here. One moment. There we go. Full Moon Pure Protein Dog Food.
Okay.
It's an air dried dog food. What it really is dehydrated beef.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And the problem I have right now with this company is it's very good. Now, today on Mitch's channel, he spoke about American beef. Why do people say everything by it made in America? And I know I'm speaking to a person from England, but
yeah, we're the same, but we say buy British, absolutely.
Right, buy local, but that's a good expression. However, this dog food is human grade dog food made in the USA. I would not try it, but if I was desperate, maybe I would and rehydrate it. The problem I have with this is these ingredients. I thought I was doing well by my dog. It says beef, but then it has a whole bunch of other things which are not legible, as you can see here. You can barely read it.
Yeah, I can see there's a lot of the nasties in there. Yeah.
Right. And I picked this up from Sam's Club a couple weeks ago, and all it is freeze-dried beef liver. It's a treats or a meal topper for the dogs. Made in the USA. And I think the mentality is the reason we're so made in the USA is because some things have been happening to pet food overseas in China where I don't think I would want my dog to be subjected to what goes on.
Absolutely. But you've just given me a very evil thought there, Jerry. Because have you ever seen a film called Prince of Tides?
I did, yes.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember when it was going back to his childhood. Who was it? Nick Nolte, was it? Who played
with Barbara Streisand? That was the Barbara Streisand movie. Oh,
yeah. Sure. Yeah, it was Nick Nolte, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly.
It's been a while.
As a child, he had an abusive alcoholic father, and the abusive alcoholic father was really being horrible to the mother, the wife, about the quality of her cooking. You call that food, it's terrible. So she goes into the kitchen and she brings down the dog food and creates a delicious chili con carne or something using the dog food. And he chewed it. That's what I call food. I was just sorry, Jerry. I was just having a really evil thought. If your husband wants his pizza, and maybe have you thought about what the toppings might be?
Very good. I love it. I'm having a hard time making the grilled cheese. Now I will buy Sargento. It is made in Wisconsin, as a matter of fact, and it is an American cheese, the equivalent, but not really, of the plastic film, the Kraft, which I call, as opposed to KRAFT, I call it CRAP cheese.
Yeah.
Kraft cheese.
Yes,
but the Sargento, all it is milk and, of course, what makes the cheese. It's in where you can peel it off, but it's not in plastic. And they were one of my customers in the real estate industry, where I would buy and sell houses with their employees for them. So I visited the factory. I talked to them about American cheese, and it is on the label as being a real food product.
Yeah.
So there is such a thing as real American cheese, but I would not buy Kraft anymore. Their ingredients, George, and the vegetable oils.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. We have those. You can buy those single wrap cheese slices that you put in hamburgers over here, but we would never ever dream of using them ever again, or ever, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's true. I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was now. I've got totally distracted. But yeah, no, it's gone. It might come back, but I am 60 years old, So, and as I was telling Lainey, my brain is so full that things are starting to slip through the cracks at the moment. That's another case of that.
These are the ingredients from the freeze
with real beef liver. Yeah, it's good.
And all it is beef liver. So I'm thinking I'm really going to start looking at these dog food things that I've trusted from this Full Moon company made in the USA. So this is the latest bag of treats that I just opened for the dogs. Same brand, Full Moon. These are chicken fillets, and the ingredients are, it took me aback reading these ingredients. Chicken, organic cane sugar, salt, ground celery, vinegar, smoke flavor, and rosemary extract. More along the lines of the preservatives. So before this company, when this company first came out, these foods it didn't have sugar. I'm almost positive of it. So now I read the label, I see this sugar, and I'm thinking, no wonder my dogs are addicted to this stuff, because it's got sugar in it. And this is a formed product.
It looks like a chocolate Pringle.
Yeah, it does. It really does. So I'm thinking, I've got that dehydrator, the same one I turned Mitch onto getting himself. I plan on dehydrating bacon. I make 4 pounds a week of bacon for me. This was the first exposure. I'm going to turn this light off again. This was the first exposure I got from this company, the Full Moon, the chicken jerky, 100% real whole chicken. And this is what it looks like, George, out of the bag. It looks just like a chicken breast that you sliced.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The glare.
That's recognizable. That's good. Yeah.
But again, with these ingredients, it blew my mind. Chicken, organic cane sugar, like that makes a difference for my dogs? No.
Yeah,
vinegar.
It's because they've thrown that weasel word organic in there. That's what it's supposed. It's supposed to make it. It fools our non-educated friends, shall we say?
Absolutely, and I don't mind giving my dog
free range or farm fresh eggs. You know, that's farm fresh. That's totally meaningless, as we know from the baby's book. I think it was in the about how eggs are described. Sure. But people will hear what they want to hear. You know, they will say, "Oh, but I eat farm fresh eggs," because they want to be able to justify the fact that they're eating crap. Basically, that's the reason why. You know, it's organic. Yeah, it's organic chocolate. That's okay then, is it? It's organic sugar. It's natural. It's whole grains. It's whole food. It's just an excuse. It's a way that they can validate their food choices when they know they're wrong. But
the approved label on packages. Yeah.
But again, it goes back to trusting the establishment, taking subcontracting responsibility for your life to the establishment. Not good. Not a good idea. But the vast majority of sheep do it. And by sheep, I mean the people. We don't. Yes. We've chosen to be the lions.
I can get from my butcher, and again, we have two butchers. We have grocery stores here, but the butchers that we have, one of the butchers will give me all the calf liver, or no, not calf. I eat calf liver. They will give me all of the cow liver, the full cow, for my dogs for free. Same with the fat. All you have to do is ask them. So when I hear people say you can buy fat from Amazon or wherever, or you can buy it from your butcher, they throw out a lot of fat, and people don't understand.
That's right. Yeah.
And
there is a healthy change over here in the UK. We are seeing now at the butchers and also in the supermarkets in the prepackaged meat a really thick band of fat on the sirloins and the rumps now, which you would never have seen 5 years ago. It would have all been trimmed, but nowadays the fat is becoming very popular in this country, and people are looking for ribeyes, well marbled ribeyes, and I personally prefer the sirloin with the really thick band of fat across the top of it. I say I'm one of the rare people. Give me a sirloin with a thick band of fat instead of a marbled ribeye. I'm not saying I don't love the marbled ribeye, I do, but I just love that fat on the sirloin. So yeah, that's how I'm fairly easy to keep happy, ladies. So there we go.
So I can start getting free dog food. All I have to do is slice up the liver, put it in my dehydrator, and I have free dog food from the butcher.
Yeah,
Hence
absolutely.
more savings.
Yeah, precisely. It's just thinking outside the box, isn't it? And thinking
Yes.
for ourselves. I could probably come up with some other ideas I've had, that how our lives have changed from that point of view. Can't think of any offhand, but we discussed them earlier. The difference in the shopping, the difference in the time, just the difference in an attitude. It's huge. Carnival changes you in more ways than just losing a bit of weight. It really does. It alters your whole outlook on life, your whole philosophy.
Right.
It really does. And then what happens then is that you like it so much that you join the coaching course. And then on July the 1st last year, you get to sit in the classroom with these whole load of strangers. And then here we are some 9 months later, the very best of friends, Jerry. I am miles and miles away from you, thousands of miles away from you. And yet here we are sitting like old friends. And we're looking forward to catching up like old friends in September as well.
100%.
Carnival just changes. It's just changed everything for me. It really has.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my local friends here, but I don't see as much of them anymore, mainly because I don't drink alcohol anymore. But look at it. I mean, I'm on with you in Wisconsin now, and I haven't heard from DC, but the chances are that later on tonight I'll be over in Australia with DC.
See,
and so I am sat. I'm a bit like Grandma. I'm sat here running a global network from my computer in a very small market town in the southwest of England. And yes, sure. I'm running a global network, don't you know? I am the evil mastermind, the puppet master. I'm pulling strings from Canada with Spanky through to Wisconsin with you, through to DC in Queensland.
John Together Strong is on. Hello, John Together Strong. I'm sure you've seen his songs and his videos, George, haven't you?
Yeah, John actually very kindly made a song dedicated to me,
yes.
Which was I was very, very touched, and it was brilliant the way he actually took me from we're going to do it again, from that to that, and he actually put me back on a horse because he actually managed to link it into my horse racing career, which I've explained to you why I've let go of now, so I can become full-time carnivore. But horse racing was a very important part of my life, so I'm very, very grateful to John for doing that. And I sent it to a couple of my horse racing buddies, the ones who I'm still in contact with, and they were absolutely blown away by it. They really were. So yeah, it's just incredible. It's just incredible.
Evelyn was saying that her dog or the vet probably told that her dog needed surgery to clean her teeth. And since she started giving the raw chicken and letting them chew on the bones, problem solved. Same for me too, because again, the butcher, the scraps of the bones, they can eat animals, canines, well, even cats too, I guess, can eat raw chicken bones. What do they do out in the fields? Wolves, they kill mice and rats and birds, and they eat the bones. I don't have a problem feeding my dog a raw diet. I have 2 condo dogs right now that just think they're princesses. They're used to this sugar stuff, and that I just need to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very true. Yeah, because my great friend Lynn Tucker Carnivore had a Dachshund, Sammy, that died younger, and she literally cries when she talks about what she used to feed Sammy and how she felt that she probably robbed Sammy of 2 years of good quality life. She feels very guilty, but we can't feel guilty about what we didn't know. What does it you say? We didn't know. We didn't know. What does it say? You know. Exactly. Yeah. But when you didn't know, you didn't know. So you can't feel guilty about something which you did out of complete ignorance. And it was complete ignorance. No, it wasn't even ignorance. It was being deliberately taught wrong by the mainstream media, by Big Food, Big Pharma. We were misled. We were lied to. We were fooled. We were what's the word I'm looking for? It was fraud. It's fraudulent.
Gullible.
Yeah, we were gullible, but it's been the most concerted fraud in the history of the world, and we fell for it. We were gullible, but we're out of that now. We're out of the forest. You know, I once was blind, but now I see.
Amen.
And so amazing grace. So that's yeah.
Now, speaking of canines and your experience with German Shepherds, you know I have one full-blooded one and another one that looks like a German and a Corgi together.
Okay. Yeah,
but they say the average dog, and I'm just throwing out an average number, must have of 70 pounds, I guess would be an average dog, 1.4 to 2.4 pounds of meat per day. We're talking meat, beef. Would you agree with that as a statistic for an average?
That sounds right. However, it's been a long time since I actually did my training course, and I remember the feeding time, but I couldn't give you the figures anymore. But the German Shepherds have got, especially when they were working animal. I had security ones. We used to go out. We used to do patrols in our line of duty, but we used to go for long walks in the woods during the day. So yeah, Max, he was a big old long-haired boy, and he had an impressive appetite. I can't remember how much I used to give him, but he used to wolf it down because he looked like a wolf. So yeah, they do take a bit, but I'm sure we have some people in the chat who can actually give us some figures better than I can. I'd have to go back and learn it again. It's been a few years now, probably about 20 years.
And of course, the husband where he was raised, you would give the dogs milk bones, which is I just gasp thinking about what's in a milk bone. The ingredients box when you go into Sam's Club, it's humongous, George. The ingredients, tons on the box of just shenanigans that shouldn't even be given to people, let alone pets. So the husband was hell-bent on, we must buy milk bones for the dogs. We must buy Purina and we must buy Alpo because in the 50s, that's how he was raised. We, in our household, the dogs ate everything we did. Yes, potatoes, but very few. Just because they ate, more meat, whatever was left over, that would go to the dogs. But I find that the healthier dog should be fed once a day, like a lion. They kill, they're hungry, they're satiated. I feed my dogs twice a day because that's what Jack wants to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with feeding them 2 pounds of beef once a day. That's just my opinion.
I would go for that. Definitely once a day, a bigger meal once a day. Mm-hmm. Because it's as you say, a wolf pack will kill once every 2 or 3 days if they're lucky, really, to be honest with you. Right. And German Shepherds are probably one of the closer relatives to looking at them to the original wild wolf than baby, for example. Oh yeah, I was just saying. I remember what I was going to say earlier, Jerry. It's a shame that you haven't got cat food because we were talking on the Kilts live this morning. Myself and Juliet were having a laugh and a joke in being naughty schoolboy and schoolgirl in class, while the adults were talking something serious, and we were talking about cats. And Juliet said, "Oh, I identify as a cat," and of course I said, "Well, that's lucky, Juliet, because we were going to when she comes to visit us, we were going to supply with ribeyes, but we can get away with Purina now, so it's going to be a downside cheaper." So yeah, so we've got so when Juliet comes over, we know not to feed her ribeyes now. We're going to feed her some of the best quality cat food, shall we say? But anyway, that's only joking, by the way, Juliet. We've got lamb.
I love lamb. I love it. Now, I was first introduced to it from Aldi because I saw lamb on sale and I thought it was going to be very expensive. And then I tried it. And like Lainey does in the air fryer, 10 minutes, I think she said, it's perfect. It's perfect. But you might like it rarer. Oh, George, I wanted to ask you this earlier. When you cook your meat, do you do it at room temperature or right out of the refrigerator?
When I cook my meat,
or your wife, Lainey, when Lainey cooks it.
pretty much. I think she probably does cook it at room temperature. I think she gets it out. Yeah, she does. She gets it out and puts it on the side at room temperature. For me, my daily routine is to take the steaks out of the refrigerator in the morning, and then I take them to work with me and eat them raw at room temperature. So so I don't put them back in the refrigerator at work. I have them at I put them on the side and would usually eat them within 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, they've been out of the refrigerator for no more than 4 or 5 hours, and I eat them raw, covered in salt. That's how my preferred way of eating. So, but in social settings, I always have it rare. Just it would be unfair on the people around me because many people are very squeamish about watching me eat raw. So yeah, I compromise by having in restaurants, and Lainey likes to cook as well. So she will cook everything rare, but she knows to cook it rare for me. Lainey used to refuse to watch me eat raw, but she's got used to it over the years now. I had a raw steak sat at the breakfast table this morning, covered in salt. So she's got so used to me eating raw that she doesn't even think about it anymore. She used to like get up and go away if I ate raw, but you get used to it. It's the same with nearly everything in life. You know, it's like Lainey's talking about where DC's taken her under his wing, and she is now cold showering every day. But again, that took time to get used to. I can't do it. I tried it on a couple of occasions. 10 seconds and I'm out of there, believe me. Like a scolded cat. Well, like a frozen cat, I suppose you might say. But there's so it's you can get used to pretty much anything. It's like a lot of people give me pushback when I on the kilts when I say I eat raw. And people don't really sort of criticize me, but they ignore me. Nobody sort of comments on the fact that I eat raw. But everybody knows that I do. I think people, you know, it's one of those things that I started very slowly. I started with a couple. I didn't really know what to expect. Found it really good. Upped it to 4 the following week, and now I would, if I was living by myself completely with no social life, I would eat nothing but raw steak. That would be what and that includes lamb steaks as well, by the way. So yeah, I would eat nothing but raw beef and raw lamb if I was totally dependent upon myself and didn't have any friends. Didn't ever put myself into social situations.
John eats raw also. Yep.
Yeah, there are a few of us out there. I think the movement is growing a bit, but you know, I don't think it's any coincidence that my blood pressure came back last Friday week, about 10 days ago. It came back. No, in fact, a week ago today, it came back absolutely perfect for the first time ever. And that's a year after I had it taken the last time. In fact, no, it's more like 14 months, and that's since I've been eating raw. And so I've always had a problem with hypertension, high blood pressure, 150 over 90, that sort of thing. It came back last week at 123 over 81, and that was in a surgery type setting. And I always get the white coat syndrome. So is it a coincidence that my blood pressure's come down since I've been eating raw? Maybe it's just part of the general healing, but I think that the eating raw, I attribute it to better health, to be honest with you.
So I have to call Mayo Clinic and probably do my yearly check since my hip surgery May 1st and get that tended to. Other than that, I don't feel compelled to go and see the doctor. Once a year, I think you have to for the insurance that I have. Yeah. And I get a benefit from doing the blood prick and doing that type of thing for getting $60 a month off of my insurance plan at work, which is fine. But I don't feel like I have to go in and say, oh, doctor, I really need a pill for this, that, or the other pain. I don't. Yeah.
No, the only time I was a regular visitor to the doctor with migraines and dentists with gingivitis. But since that day in March of 2022, when the doctor treated me with contempt and gave me the prescriptions, but the nurse treated me with kindness and gave me advice, I've seen one doctor since then in an official capacity, and that was on September the 3rd last year when I went in for a growing hernia. He sympathized and said that's quite serious. recommended me referred me for an operation. I'm still waiting. 6 months on. I haven't been seen since. I haven't seen a doctor since. I haven't seen a doctor about my metabolic health since Kathy Moran told me that all carbs are sugar. Don't intend to. I really don't intend to. I've got nothing but contempt for most doctors now. Of course, I have seen certain doctors in a non-professional setting. Where I met our friend Dr. Kiltz at Heathrow, and of course, I've got the big smiling photographs of him and me arm in arm at Heathrow and that sort of thing. So yeah, I have seen a doctor, but I've seen a doctor as my friend, not as a practitioner.
True.
And if anybody hasn't yet met Dr. Kiltz, then where have you been? Because I think he's met just about the whole world. But when you do meet him, believe me, you will see what everybody says when they say what you see on the tin is what you actually get in real life at the same time as well.
Absolutely, he is a bundle.
But just even more F-bombs, and he drops on his own channel. That is Kiltz for you, basically.
I heard that he said that. Was it last? Did you say last week or somebody?
He started dropping them on a regular basis, Jerry. I actually commented it in chat, to be honest with you, because I'm not concerned, but I think we do have some people who don't particularly like the language, but he's getting very passionate and dropping them more and more often. I actually made a joke. I said, "Does Dr. Kiltz think he's Professor Bart K today?" Because Bart, as we know, So I was just trying to hint to Ali, for God's sake, tell him to shut up or tell him to mind his language. But no, but he's just carried on. I don't know. Maybe I will talk to him in June when he comes over and say, "Stop it." But I'm not sure. I don't know. It's not my place. But yeah, he's dropping the F-bomb a lot more than he used to.
And did you listen to Kiltz today? Did he go on a rant today?
I wasn't able to listen to all of it because I had some problems with internet. We had Brian Nowitzki was on there, but Brian and Johnny, I think, on their late night show.
Yes, I just listened, and Johnny said he's stepping away for it for a while. So Brian may be looking for guest co-hosts, perhaps.
But unfortunately, I don't know about you, but I've listened to so many Kiltz now that sometimes I'm not paying attention in class, Jerry, because today myself and Juliet were playing at the back of the class and taking, and I was pulling her pigtails, and she was, we were taking the mickey of each other. Problem is that when you get involved in your own private joke and laugh in chat, you often miss actually what's happening on screen. I suspect it's probably been happening here tonight between Terry and Lainey when they've been talking about after dark subjects. So no, I couldn't tell you whether he had a rant today or not, but I have heard some pretty spectacular rants from Dr. Kiltz just recently, actually. So, and when he gets passionate, the F-bomb does get dropped.
Oh my, yeah, because I was thinking, well, if Brian was on and just overhearing a bit of a live today of somebody saying Kiltz went on a rant, I'm thinking, why would Kiltz go on a rant with Brian? It didn't make sense to me.
I think it was yesterday. He had a doctor on who didn't really know him, didn't really know what she was walking into, and I think he lost his patience with her, to be honest with you.
Well, George, I listened, and usually I'll listen to Kiltz not the day it's happening because I'm sleeping, working until midnight or in cases. But there was a lady on earlier this week, and I guess she's making a carnivore cereal. To me, carnivore cereal is ground beef in a bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Egg yolk. I don't get the concept. Amy's here. Hi, Amy.
Yeah, Amy says just got out of church. Good girl.
Yeah,
Good Friday. So yeah, it's very important that for those who are of the faith to go and pay their devotions.
Absolutely.
For myself, I'm kind of I'm not a churchgoer, but I do carry my New Testament around me, so I do find it quite an inspirational thing. It was given to me in Wyoming actually, and it's perfect for travel and for aircraft and that sort of thing. Nice. So, yeah. So I am familiar with the Bible, shall we say. I'm just not a churchgoer. That's
And that's okay. You know, we don't need to physically go to the church. I like to go to church for the fellowship, and I love to sing. I was always as a Catholic girl.
Yeah.
Putting in Catholic school, as you were talking about boarding school, they sent us to St. Joan Antita's in Milwaukee. That was an all-girls school, and the nuns there, and very, very strict there. But I'm glad for that teaching. But my mother would be saying the rosary for me left and right and crossing herself and doing everything in Latin if she found out that I go to a church with a band as opposed to the big organ.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the church organ and the choir.
Right, and the whole choir. So I did all the singing, and I can sing soprano and all, like Amy. I can do all of that. But I love the fellowship, and I love the spirit filled in my church. And I just recently found my church this past 2 years. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so I went to church with the family in Wyoming, and I really enjoyed it. It was great. Oh, I've got a great story about that, actually, Jerry.
Sure.
Yeah, because I went there, and they had a visiting missionary from, I can't remember, from the Nazarene. It was the Church of the Nazarene, if that means anything to anybody. I think they are a spin-off from the Methodist Church because they didn't like the way that Methodism was becoming modern, so they stepped away from Methodism to be more traditional. And they had a visiting preacher that day, a missionary from Kenya. He was Father Musa. I can't remember his surname, but he was definitely Father Musa. And he came up to me and he said, he was African, young man or sir or something like, my brother. And I shook his hand and I said, Father, I am also just a visitor here myself. I come from across the pond. I come from England. Oh, England, he said. He said, do you come from anywhere near a town called Weston-super-Mare? I said, yes, that's my next town in England. He said, I had the parish for 2 years, he said. So I said, Father Musa, does that mean that I've come all the way from England and you come all the way from Kenya to meet each other when we could have met each other in England when we were next door neighbours? Serious ways. So, yeah.
Oh my, small world.
I just love that story. For 2 years, I could have met Father Musa literally just up the road from me, and yet we both travelled to Wyoming so that we could meet each other. I just think that's absolutely hilarious. I really do.
Now, from the top of England from the top of England to the bottom, how many miles is it to travel?
Interesting you should say this. Right. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how many miles it is, but myself and Juliet were talking about relative distances the other day. And what I did is I asked Google to impose Great Britain upon Missouri, the state of Missouri, where Juliet lives. And it only just sticks out above and below it and to either side. So roughly the central core of Great Britain is the size from north to south is the size of Missouri. So if you've got any idea what the length of Missouri is, that's roughly the length of Great Britain.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Interesting.
And apparently Great Britain fits 3.5 times into the state of California. So that gives you another idea of how tiny we are in terms of landmass. So we are a very small nation. But of course, the reason why we were so powerful at one time was because we are surrounded by sea, which meant that, and we're only small. So basically, we had this wonderful, and we had oak trees as well. So we had oak trees to build the ships. We had the knowledge to sail them, and of course, we had the technologies to build the cannons. So in the age of sail, the Great Britain basically built its empire on its navy. That's the reason why we punched above our weight. But of course, at that time, America was unpopulated. It was populated only by the indigenous American Indians. And as we know, the Mayflower sailed from Plymouth here in England, interesting point when Juliet comes over, and in June I will be taking her to the point where the Mayflower steps where the Mayflower sailed from. I have a joke that when you guys come over and visit that, it's returning to the start line. When my Australian friends come over, I say you are returning to the scene of the crime, because I don't. You get it, Jerry. Absolutely,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, because you guys went over there of your own accord. The Australians were actually sent there as prisoners of Her Majesty, so,
Right.
which is why they call us POMs, because it's short for prisoner of Her Majesty. So yeah, that's the joke. For you guys, it's a return to the start line. For them, it's a return to the scene of the crime. But they always take it in good humor.
I get it. I understand completely.
Yeah.
Now we've got only 9 people, so I wonder.
Yeah, and my voice is beginning to go, Jerry. So I'm going to have to go. And not only that, but I think DC might be half expecting me to go on with him in about 3 hours' time, and he's usually a marathon host as well. So I better go and have a coffee and rest my voice a little bit, rest my weary head maybe for an hour or so. And,
well, I do thank you for hopping on. I enjoy. I love listening to yours and Lainey's voice. Just delightful voices. You're lovely people, and of course, I'm looking forward to many more conversations from today up until we finally meet each other in.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's the second time we've actually been on screen together on your channel. We might have crossed on Barbara's occasionally, but I always enjoy working with my favorite scary Jerry. So it's
the other Jerry,
Scary
not Jerry Hollowell. What was the other one? Scary Spice?
Scary Spice. Yeah, she was the black girl. I can't remember her name now. Mel C or Mel B. I think Mel C. I think it was.
Right.
And then you had Emma Bunton, who was Baby Spice. She's the cutie, the blonde one.
And what was Jerry Hollowell? What was her spice name?
Ginger Spice. She was Ginger Spice, I think.
Oh,
Ginger.
That's right.
Yeah, you had Ginger Spice, Posh Spice, Ginger Spice, Posh Spice, Scary Spice, and Baby Spice. Those are the 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Smoothie is saying that Bart K versus Dr. Kiltz at 4:00. So
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen Bart's. What it is, apparently, Dr. Kiltz has invited somebody on the live that Bart has ripped apart many times before, and so he's asking Kiltz, why are you having him on the live when I've already ripped him a new one in the past. I think that's the idea behind it. And Kiltz will say, because we had to give everybody an airing. Bart's going to say, but that is totally effing stupid, because I've effing ripped that C apart so many effing times before that there's no effing point in doing it again. And I expect that Kiltz will probably tell him that effing well is. So it's likely to be a lively conversation, which will be pretty pointless, to be perfectly honest, because neither would agree. Both have a perfectly valid point, and I'm not going to bother with it, to be honest, even though that both are my friends and both are my heroes. I don't really want to see my
Does that mean
beating shit out of each other.
Does that mean, because Smoothie is in Indiana, so when he says 4:00, does that mean it's 3:00 Smoothie for me? When you speak of 4:00, and I know it's usually East Coast Central is usually the time factor for us.
But yeah, I'm just going to check, see what time it is for me. I've got
Thank
it on
you.
I'll just have a quick look. Live, let's go into live subscriptions.
And I believe that Bart K, for the most part, it's shtick for him.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's an act. It's all an act. Yeah,
right.
It's at 9:00 our time, which is coming out 20 minutes. It's in 20 minutes basically.
Good. Yeah, I'll be tuning in to listen to that. And I'm going to stay in my pajamas the rest of the day, because why bother? I'm not seeing anybody and I'm not going anywhere.
No, exactly.
I will watch. Let me see. Tonight it is Donna Ray, Bacon Runner. She's doing a live at 7. So I will watch her because I'm home.
Yeah, I'll be if I'm doing anything at all, I'll be almost with DC at that time. But if DC doesn't go live tonight, I'll be in bed by that time, because I do need some more sleep. but I do go the extra yard for DC because he's been so kind to Laney and so helpful to Laney. But I do like to help him out if I possibly can, even though he's in Australia, and it means me staying up very late. So the least.
Sure.
It always surprises Grandma when I turn up at the beginning of her stream on a Friday, because you know she's used to me going in at the very end, but I come straight off DC and go straight onto her and say, "Oh, hello, Grandma," off to bed instead of "Hello, I've just got up." So yeah, there we go. Right, my voice is beginning to flag a bit, Jerry. So I'm going to love you and leave you.
Love him and leave him. I love it. Thank you. And my best always to Lainey, because you know
Absolutely.
I adore her ever since I first saw her.
I just wish you could come to England in June, but on the other hand, you'll have to wait another 3 months before you get your hands on me, until we can have that carnival hug, and that will happen in September, I can assure you. And I very much look forward to it. So there we go. On that note, I'm going to say love you, leave you. Toodle pip.
Thank you, Dolly. I appreciate it. Take care. George is a delightful gentleman. I thank him so much for coming on. And I thank you so much for letting me know that Smoovie said the video is going to happen in 20 minutes. The Bart K and Kilts video. Totally looking forward to it. Well, do I even stick to my notes now at this point? Because we had such a fabulous live. I enjoyed it. But I do want to touch base on this whole credit card thing, because I brought it up early and it won't cut into the Bart K and Kilts time. We talked about the dog food, so I'm glad we steered the conversation in that regard. It happened again, you guys, to my credit card. I put a new credit card in there so that I'd be able to do my paying for YouTubes and memberships and super chats and all the things with a new credit card. So yesterday, I got this letter from Barclays, which is my credit card company here, and MasterCard. And it said regarding my MasterCard that they understood the dispute and they removed the charge, $5.26. And I know in the scheme of things, people are saying, Jerry, I can't believe you're crying the blues over $5.26. But wait, there's more. I get the statement from the new credit card, because they sent me the one saying they were just it disputed and I'm not having to pay for it, and they credited me for it. So this is the statement. And I see Google. I'm just going to say Google, because that's really what it is, the Alphabet company. Charges. $10 charge. I know that was a super chat and I know who that went to. That's fine. Again, those I authorized, I don't have a problem with. I do have a problem with the fact that this company, Coin Identifier, hit me up again for $5.26. Similar to this. Yep, that's a grease stain on the letter, saying that they gave me that $5.26 back. Well, doggone it, they charged me again. So, of course, I called the credit card company. Credit card canceled another card. And then I see the Facebook charge, $5.26. Do you see this pattern? It's happening with Coin Identifier for $5.26 and Facebook for $5.26. So I disputed that and said to the credit card company, so I know I'll be expecting another one of these letters, but it's not my debit card, which comes directly out of my bank. I went through the credit card and did my charges that way and got that onto Alphabet, onto Google. I'm perfectly fine with super chats. I authorize that. I'm cool with those. Don't have a problem. I do have a problem with the fact that Facebook charge and this coin identifier or bill identifier or many different names of these coins now I'm paying for. And let's cut to the chase, because Amy brought it up and I'm just reiterating a fact that was unbeknownst to me, and thanks to Amy for bringing it up. Did you ever think, Jerry, that maybe this was Jack's charge? Pregnant pause for a reason. Listen, I grabbed that phone as fast as this is an expression my grandmother used to use. As fast as God made apples. I grabbed that phone after I read the bill. Delete, 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 delete. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Just get rid, uninstall, uninstall. I uninstalled everything off of that man's cell phone. This has got to stop. So, am I back to again having to not be members of communities that I want to belong to, or doing super chats? I fear I am for right now. It's going to suck because I like some of these lives that I do. I enjoyed the Mitch live. It's amusement to me on Thursday nights to have these lives. I enjoy it. I enjoy his channel. I enjoy being members of people's channels. If I have to resort to doing this again, but I've gotten stabbed in the back doing this to people, send out a check, and doggone it, the person that you send it out to, they'll diss you, they'll stab you right in the back. I just have to use discernment. I also am not oblivious to know that it's my understanding YouTube platform I'm on right now takes a percentage of these chats, super chats. So I have to discern who to give my money to further their business. I have a client, as a matter of fact, I'm going to bring this up because I brought it up last Sunday, and they were on the chat, my client. So my client does not have a credit card logged on. She doesn't do anything. She goes on because I tell her to go on. I send her a link. Hey, watch Kelly's live today. So she was listening to the fact that he was doing this thing with his youth for church, and she wanted to send him some money. I said, well, I'm willing to do it. I'll do it for you. And I would have done it on his live on Sunday and given it to him on behalf of my client. The money came from her. We see each other belly to belly coaching. That's my personal jam. So I have Kelly's money. I was going to give it to Kelly on a super chat, but I have to contact Kelly in all earnest and say, this is for you from my client because she heard you talk last Sunday on your live and she was impressed. She said that young man is doing all these things for the children, for the benefit, the teens, to benefit the community of God. It's a beautiful thing. So henceforth, if I give somebody a meat membership, I don't take 20% off of the meat and send me 20% and send the person I'm gifting 70% of the meat. No, I give them a membership to Butcher Box for $179 and they get $179 worth of meat that way. Or I send them Kelly in this case, just because I'd used his name. I send Kelly $20 as a donation for him to give to his church. That's how it's going to go, I think, from this point forward. I just don't know how I'm going to handle my Facebook premium. Because if I put the credit card in there, shenanigans is going to happen. I think I have to do it on an individual basis and buy a Google Play card. I've seen them at Quick Trip. The Google Play cards, you put in X amount of dollars, you use that to pay off my Facebook membership. Insofar as YouTube, no. Why did I say Facebook? No, I'm all confused. I'm talking about two different things. I'm having a squirrel moment in my basement, and there's no squirrels or steering wheels in my possession. If I want to do YouTube Premium, that's when I have to buy the Google Play credit card, put on, what is it, $14.99? I don't know. Onto that, and every month go in and pay for the YouTube Premium on that one card and not keep a credit card on file is the best thing to do. Now, insofar as Facebook is concerned, that's the whole thing that started me getting butt hurt from two people. I am keeping it for reasons such as today with Sharon's birthday. It lets me know. I knew it. I wrote down it was Sharon's birthday in my calendar at Christmas time. We talked about a month ago, even we talked about it. I am going to keep it for instances like that. If I look on Facebook once a day, maybe, hardly. I just replied to Terry Girl's comment on Facebook from something she wrote me 2 weeks ago. I just replied on it today. I hate that platform. I know it's there, and I know I got on the bandwagon in 2008, but I need to stay off of that bandwagon, and I need to, maybe, dare I even say it, unfriend people from that platform. I choose personally not to put my work people on there because I don't verbally articulate to those people that I have a YouTube page. I can't say on YouTube what my employer is because that's taboo. Can't wear my uniform. No. It has my company name on that. No, don't do that. So yeah, it's time to start unfriending and unsubscribing. It's sad that it's came down to this, but if people just walk over, if George says the sky is blue in England and isn't it lovely, why even bother to type that it's cloudy and icy here in Wisconsin and put that negativity on George's page? That's my mindset. If this shenanigans didn't start, maybe I wouldn't have the attitude I have today. Yes, I'm right. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I have to change seats. Okay. Let's see. Let's read some comments before I get off. I think people like to do super chats just so they can see their own name in lights. And then other people feel guilty and buy one too to keep up with the Joneses. It's a hoax. I believe you're right, Terry. I believe you're right. I can look at the person and I hear their story and I can say, because I know what the economy is too. It's like, I say that to the kids at work. They ask, Jerry, why are you still working? And I go, it's the economy, stupid. I'm not calling you stupid, but it's the economy is why I'm still working. And I know how much money it costs to be a coach. To have all of these bells and whistles is something I don't want to do. I prefer belly to belly. That's my shtick. But for those people that want the bells and whistles, go on. You need to do that because it's easier for you. I am no Amy by any tech stretch of the imagination. I like paper to pencil. I like real files. I like going to see clients, the husband and wife team that I have in Bloomer, I love doing the coaching for them. When the opportunity ever comes again that I'm able to fly out to people, these people that came last weekend, they flew out to me. I put pages in the grocery store that have tabs of my phone number. I give my elevator pitch. You want to know how I market myself? That's how I market myself. I market myself to local businesses. Jerry, that's so archaic. That's what you do for a babysitter job. You say, babysitter wants it on the top, and then you make little tabs on the bottom with your phone number. That's all you need. I have gone to grocery stores and malls in the parking lot and put my business shtick on a piece of paper and stuck it on their windshield. Was it saved? I don't know. Did the wind take some of it? I don't know. Is it archaic? Is it not techy? Well, I don't want a coach that doesn't do the current technology. No, maybe some people want a coach that doesn't do the technology, that wants to look at them square in the eye and say, this was me. This is what I experienced. Please tell me you have an hour of free time. Tell me about you. I want to listen to you. I want to help you. What do you want? Because I can help you. Been there, done that. Did keto. I fast. Now do carnivore. I don't say carnivore is the way. You must carnivore or die. I don't do any of that stuff. Meet people where they are. That's where I'm successful. Belly to belly. If you know, you know. So right now it's 5 minutes to the kilts, Bart K. Hello, Amy, John saying. And Amy says, oh, I take that as a compliment, Jerry. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome. Okay, here, Maria's got this one. Uninstall and then go into the Google Play and then permanently delete the app. Oh, what? How do I do that? Oh, I have to figure out Maria, my Maria. Don't you know I've come a long, long way? Love that song. I love Maria. Love you, Maria. Now I have to figure out how to do that at a time that he's sleeping. Shh. When he's sleeping, I can do that. I uninstalled yesterday, but I don't know how to permanently uninstall. See, that's my lack of technology. It has nothing to do with coaching. I do belly-to-belly coaching. I don't even know how to do stuff. I need to learn that one. Yay. Well, thank you so much, John saying great show. I had a fantastic show with you guys. Thank you so much. And I'm hanging up not because I don't want to spend time with you, because I want to watch the debate. Autopay can become a demon to get rid of. I had to fight a lot with my mom's stuff. Refund checks are rolling in now, though. Finally, see, there's hope. There's that silver lining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everybody that had came on today, contributed to the cause. 3 minutes to the top of the hour right now. 3 minutes until 3 hours. We've been talking for 3 hours. This was way better than those 20, 30-minute drives to work. I stayed, for the most part, focused. I will be on again tomorrow, 12 noon Central Standard Time, or if you're Smoothie and Amy on the East Coast, it will be 1 o'clock your time, Smoothie and Amy, 12 noon my time, and Terry Girl, I think it's 10 o'clock. I think 10 on the West Coast is noon by me. She'll let me know. I know she will. Have fun, everybody. Smoothie left out with that. Thank you so much, everybody. Hugs and kisses. I love you all. Take care. And if I see you tomorrow, fabulous. Talk to you tomorrow, 12 noon. Toodles.